out, as we are going to be looking at the map veto to see exactly where this war will be waged.
Consulate immediately being banned out by Penta, and that's an interesting one considering that Consulate is one of their more favorite maps, but Clubhouse will be the response from Nora. Thank God, we've seen a lot of Clubhouse already today. Kind of sick of it, to be honest. Villa and Coastline rounding it out. So it looks like we'll be heading to Oregon first, second Bank with Border as the decider.
Well, two maps that I haven't casted today, but one that I've seen a lot of in the likes of Oregon, which is actually kind of impressive, just due to the fact that everyone really hasn't been playing Oregon a lot inside of Pro League.
No.
Yeah, you know, but it actually is, and I know you hate this. It's the most competitive map right now. It's damn near 50%.
That's weird.
I know. It's weird to think.
Close.
It's such a linear map. It's weird. It's really weird.
I mean, it's a good leveling ground, right? Like like Villa used to be, but when it was newer, it was a scale balancer. You know, if a team was overrated over another team, or they were just stronger, sometimes Villa would be the thing that would level the scales because it was new to both teams. Oregon really seems to be that intermediate map right now where it levels the scales between both teams, like we just saw with the last map of the last game, a 3-3 split going into overtime, an 8-6 final scoreline, like you said. Very competitive map so far, at least through day one of the group stage. That could very much change throughout the course of the week.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Invitational every single year. You really don't know what's going to happen once you start the event. Pro League can go one way, the Invitational could go the complete opposite. It's kind of what we're seeing today, except for EG. EG came all the way back, man. What a match, I'm telling you. Incredible gameplay by them. But you guys had no slouch over here on the Bravo stream either with that Liquid game, which was insane.
Very back and forth, and like I said, it looked like Liquid just really didn't show up in time. They showed up a little late, and it was unfortunate. And they sacrificed a map very early on, very easily to mock it because of it. And then the last two maps, Clubhouse and Oregon, were barn burners, to say the least.
Yeah, Market coming out swinging, surprisingly. Everyone really had doubt inside of them due to the fact of how they're placed currently in EU for Pro League. But really none of that showing right now. Liquid's a top-rated team over in Brazil. Really just not finding anything on that end of things. But we will be getting into the match very shortly here, and our first map will be Oregon, ladies and gentlemen.
So, back-to-back games for me anyway, at least back-to-back maps on Oregon. So
technically back-to-back for me, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of, sort of.
Oh, was the second map Oregon? Oh, right. I talked to Emzo about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said.
You okay?
We'll make it. It's group stage, baby. Group stage is a grind for all the teams and everyone involved. But ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. The final best of three initiating on Oregon is live between Penta and Nora-Rengo in Group D to round out day one of the group stage.
Feel good to say that you're finally at the end. You're at the end of the road. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, Flynn. You no longer have to talk into a mic.
Well, I have a strong inclination that this game is also going to go three maps. Number one, because all I've gotten so far is three map games. And number two, these teams are very closely matched. Everyone's talking about Group D as the group death coming in. I think, honestly, even after the play today with Mantis against G2 and then EG against Lestream on that first map anyway, I don't honestly think there is a single group right now that is soft, especially with the upset with Mocket over Liquid. What?
Yeah, most definitely. You
look quizzical.
Because you see, yeah, I look quizzical due to the fact that Penta's on offense and they removed Thatcher.
And they're probably just playing for their defensive game.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's kind of an unsung rule in bans that if you start on that side, you don't want to pull such a prominent operator from your lineup. But, I mean, hey, Penta does Penta. I just cast the game. I mean, like, that's, you know, I just talk about stuff. That's it.
Nora-Rengo getting rid of the Ying and Echo themselves, and they'll be starting out on the defense. So, like you said, you know, with Penta taking out a Thatcher, Nora's also taking out the Echo, which is another strong operator on the defense, but they don't want to play against it when the side swap.
But they still have the Maestro, though, and that's the main thing. The Alda is such an amazing weapon, and those Evil Eyes have so much presence on this map, it's ridiculous.
And in the game we just watched between Liquid and Mocket, it was Oregon Basement that seemed to be the place where good teams went to die. I believe Liquid was 1 for 4 on that site at the end.
Ooh.
And then I believe Mocket was 1 for 3 when it was all said and done. So a 2 for 7 conversion ratio on wins defending the basement. It looks like Nora-Rengo also try their hand. It started things off and maybe try and buck the trend, as it is a basement defense to start things off when we get underway.
As you guys can see on your screen, PENTA still has the llama, ladies and gentlemen, which that's always what you want to see. If they don't have the llama, you know there's something going wrong. They've had the llama for what? It's been almost 2 years now. No, actually, no, it's been a year. It's been a year because he picked up the last Invitational, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Believe so. I'm not even 100% sure on the lore of the PENTA llama.
Pretty sure Hungry was the one that bought it, I think.
They were under a different name at last Invitational. They weren't even at the last Invitational, were they?
No, I can't remember where they bought the dang llama from.
I can't remember.
Very prominent thing for PENTA, though. They always have it.
We'll correct this eventually.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely happening in chat right now.
Sure.
100%. Because Twitch chat's never wrong. So
never.
Ever. Never ever.
PENTA with a 4-man spawn on the junkyard side with Revan being the lone man outside of street spawn, and honestly, as that Maverick, he's probably going to be doing the most amount of damage, especially even though the mute is in play and the Thatcher is gone. Revan on the Mav will still be able to pop open hatches quite easily. Pop a little hole in the hatch, look down, shoot the jammer, then have someone come in and grab the hatch. And it's a hard meeting hole being, wow, dismantled kind of early there. Go to Maryu. First walking into an asphyxiating bolt, and then Hungry just letting him up in the backside, walking, take a little damage from the asphyxiating bolt as well. He's down to about 80 HP, and trying to look in through the drone hole to catch anyone lackadaisically moving their way through that doorway, but none such luck, although Maryu down extremely early.
Yeah, the early frag definitely going to help out PENTA trying to take control of the main stairs. As Papa will motion his way into Moto. Kind of a weird reload animation there for Ray as he extends the shotgun fully out to try and reload it. But PENTA already does have a lot of pressure on the main stairs area, and this will allow them to burn this utility pretty early on. The rough thing for Nora-Rengo right now is that they have this angle open onto, oh my goodness, Waka is going to come up with a pistol kill, no, but he is going to catch Blaz out. That will be the Zofia off the board. Revan, not very much health anymore, but he is going to crawl up to the top of the roof to be reset.
Still have Sir Boss with 2 breaching rounds, thankfully on the side of PENTA, as losing that Zofia could have been instrumental in securing a round for Nora-Rengo, as those evil eyes could have stayed intact without any fear of them being dismantled, but Sir Boss still alive on the Ash, taking his sweet time, honestly, and it's interesting to see everyone else going in for those immediate entries, but not Sir Boss on the Ash. Nonetheless, it still works out for PENTA for the most part. They'll begin to start assaulting the hatch and transitioning into a main stairs take, which we've seen so many times already today.
Yeah, again, Oregon being such a prominent match today, as the thermite charge will go off and get the wall of classroom as well as the hatch. And this is when things really start to ramp up on Oregon as a whole. So once you get that breach charge down, then we'll continue to go down the staircase and try and burn out Ray's toxic babes that he has on his person. As the secondary drones are going to come out, try and get a head count on site, as they are going to figure out that there is 3, all of them playing downstairs.
There goes one of the evil eyes inside of the closet behind the mirror, and that'll be dispatch of one of them, and Mr. Boss now letting in Flash to burn out any remaining ADSs and flash anyone going for the rotate. No attempt at the plant just yet. Nitrocell being prepped by Papilia, Ramu peeking the hallway, looking to go hatch. Revon initiating a plant attempt. He's gonna try and stick this, not being hit by the smoke. No Nitro. Oh, the Nitro's gonna connect at the very last possible second. Now Hungry with a reattempt in behind the laundry bin in a 3v3. 2 defenders from Nora-Rengo try charging through the hallway. One will fall, the second one as well. The enemy, the shotgun rushing straight through. Raisel now down to a 1v2. Looking laundry, and he's able to clean up, and the Claymore will detonate, dropping him to 5 HP. Raisel on 5 HP, standing on the diffuser, attempting to try and hit the defuse, and no, Sir Boss. Renton, you gotta drop, and he finally will. Raisel will drop down below, and finally, Sir Boss will clean that up. It was almost the most immaculate and inconceivable clutch for Raisel as he rushed in towards the stairs, and I don't know how that Claymore didn't kill him, but PENTA, you can see them all laugh it off as they walk away with round number 1.
She's stressed out a little bit. She's like, oh man, that was so close right there. Honestly, oh my goodness, his name, Pop. If Pop doesn't hop off of that diffuser right there, or excuse me, if Ray does not hop off of the diffuser right there, he more than likely wins that. Actually, it was so close, but he heard footsteps and he jumped off. Immediately gets fragged out by Sir Boss. So very close play, playing it very close to the chest with Sir Boss right there.
6-pack off of the off of the glass to the Ash for Sir Boss, and a reattempt downstairs for Nora-Rengo. This has been the theme today on Oregon, is that basement is not your friend. And
is it ever your friend?
That was even basement defenses with a Mira. There is no Mira now as well, and no Echo, so you're really relying on the Maestro as far as your information to lead your plant denial. Obviously, without a Mira on the board, you're also losing one of your Nitro cells that are typically at your disposal. Mario could have brought the Nitro cell, but he was also hard-holding meeting earlier on with Waka. Interesting setup for Nora-Rengo. We never actually saw a hard meeting hold in the entirety of Oregon between Liquid and Mach through 14 rounds, which was also an interesting point considering while Oregon is a rather stunted map in terms of its growth and innovation, there are a few opportunities and options you have as far as holds.
Yeah, meeting being the most prominent one, especially for downstairs. And actually, you see it held sometimes if they do go to the ever so terrible kitchen sites that no one will touch with a 10-foot pole at this point.
Yeah, no one heading for kitchen dining through 14 rounds either in the last game. And I don't imagine either of these teams will either. You can see the attic reinforcements have also been banted by Mirio. And I think that's Waka actually climbing up the ladder to jump into attic, possibly having the hatch blown open. No, it was Mario, the other GSG9 defender. He's going to drop back down actually and support Waka on the meeting hold. There's a rotate being fashioned for him at the back of the attic. Try and make his way out towards T2 should he feel the need or be pushed out of meeting. Rotate back towards the objectives. A minute is gone and that quick kill has not come out for Penta this time around, as Mario is still very much alive and very much a dangerous presence. And here we go through the drone hole. Blas will get downed, but he collapses just outside of the doorway, out of the purview of Waka, so it'll be a free reset for Blas. 50 HP sacrificed in the engagement. They don't get that initial kill, and Revan will actually start things off on a Mario with a map hold. Reinforcement on the left side of split.
Waka trying to be aggressive inside of meeting, taking a couple of separate angles, just trying to stay consistent in the pressure that he's trying to apply, but really not helping out his team too much just yet. He did down Blas process, as you saw right there, so Blas is on 50 HP right now, but they do have the torch in the hands of Revan, as he will torch open the wall. Waka in a very bad place right now, full stun as he rotates over to the other side of meeting. Now Revan may open a very ill-cut hole at the bottom of that pantry wall that Waka is currently standing at. He will be able to take out that drone. Minute left on the clock, still plenty of time for the offense to get execution on site.
If you're Penta here, you really got to focus on dispelling Waka from taking these engagements, because he clearly has no fear in standing and fighting, and it's a huge time suck right now trying to get rid of Waka. Another asphyxiating bolt used in the attempt, and it'll be to no avail. There's no kill yet, and Waka's still waiting. Oh, the map hole, lose half his HP right up against. Oh, he sees the feet of the thermite, but he's not pulling the trigger. Finally, he will. The thermite charge will detonate, and it'll open up a clear hole for Waka to have to contest with. 30 seconds left remaining, though. It's a 5v4, and this is looking like it's going to be an absolute circus as everyone tries to go in for that plant execute, and they still have to hold off Waka and be wary of his flanks. Toxic Babe, as that's Ray still rotating into the laundry cubby. Still no one going from that plant. 10 seconds left. Looking for the Mav holes as Waka's going to bust out a meeting and try and rip through everyone at the hatch cover. He grabs one, but Blas will immediately trade it out. Hungry, putting down that plant. Nothing to stop him now. The Nitro won't connect, and the plant will get down. Papilia left alive, trying to retreat through hallway, but Enemy with 3 kills in the round, I believe, as he'll cut through everyone on Nora-Rengo as they try to descend backwards away from the amount of utility being dumped upon them. And it'll be Penta, again, walking away victorious on attacking the basement.
It's the Fragmite. It is the Fragmite. And as you guys can see, Jess is a little stressed in the background right now on every single one of these rounds. They're really just trying to give their head coach a heart attack right now. All of these rounds so far being played down to the wire. I mean, really all it took right there if it was for Waka to get that frag inside of Kitchen, and that blows everything wide open. I honestly thought we were going to see Enemy try and get aggressive onto that pantry and get punished. That's exactly what you did not want to see. But the Fragmite coming out, showing that he can frag as well, as he does pick up 3 kills on that round.
So 6-pick off of the Clash for Waka over to the Valkyrie. No 6-picks coming out from Penta this time, as Sir Boss was flashing the Glaz last time and then swapped off. No mind games this round. You can see everyone on Penta laughing it off, having a good time. And that's kind of been the trend so far, is if you're getting rounds by the skin of your teeth, you're usually laughing it off and going, wow, that was incredibly close. But rounds where people are getting dominated on, there hasn't been much of a visceral reaction from either side.
Yeah, there's some days where just does come down the wire like that. That is the game of Siege for you. Like, timing is such a major thing inside of this game, and some days timing isn't in your favor. It's kind of luck at that point. Just like, all right, maybe I'll make my shift right now, or you question it and you go a second later, and then there's somebody in that hallway. I mean, it's just, there's so many things in this game that are just up to timing, and timing at the end of the day really is just a little bit of RNG. It's always a rough thing, but PENTA so far, perfect through 2 rounds, even though they were very, very close. But Nora-Rengo has to try and just light a little bit of a fire earlier on here. They do not want a major amount of rounds over their head to start this off.
Immediate tower entry here from Sir Boss, and you've also got Revan putting down a Claymore inside of small tower wing the flank, as Nora-Rengo have elected to swap their objective. 2 attempts at the basement, 2 consecutive failures, and now they'll head topside, the more successful bomb site on the day on Oregon. Granted, 2 completely different teams in this match, but the story has been basically the same. A lot of people left alive in the last 30 seconds. It turns into a bloodbath. It's a site execute that usually results in a plant being completed at the bottom of the main stairs at one of the default positions, and then good luck on the retake if they have hatch open.
I think you just described Oregon as a whole.
There you go.
Honestly.
Holy God.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Yeah, can you guys check that holographic site? Are you sure that thing is that regulation? I don't think it is, because he literally just deleted Revan. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Waka.
I was to the slit angle on the rappel. I was at the little shed thing that covers small tower entrance. It looks like PENTA have no qualms about Waka being downstairs in the showers, even though he does have a nitro cell at his disposal. It's a Kids Windows take, and there's no one inside of Kids for Nora-Rengo. So PENTA, while even being down a man, have Papilia to worry about down below inside of Kitchen for the kill holes. Looks like Sir Boss will be the first contention to anyone trying to rotate back into Kids through the doorways. This man on the right-hand side who is hungry right now on the Capitao is covering anyway, and it looks like Papilia is more concerned with Hungry, and Hungry is going to grab the first pick onto Ramu. That's a huge one. There goes the Maestro, your site control. You got 2 members for Nora-Rengo still downstairs. 3 members, actually, as Mario is being thermited upon inside of Pantry.
Yeah, and it is going to be Pantry knocked open, but Mario is going to end up cleaning up enemy. It's not going to be too much of an impact on the roam game, but Hungry is getting the diffuser down. Not much life left on either of these offensive operators. Basically 1 shot versus 3 extremely healthy defenders. They're definitely going to have to try and win some of these gunfights out, otherwise this is not going to go in their way. They cannot try and play the timer. This is exactly what you want! And what a win from PENTA. Everybody contributing. Revan, Hungry, and Blaz. This PENTA will walk away with yet another very close round.
A 3v2 for Nora-Rengo and a full site retake upstairs. Not the best situation to be in for Nora-Rengo, forfeiting complete control of Kids, and PENTA reading it like a book and waltzing straight in. Granted, facing a little bit of resistance, but not enough to stop the plant. A nitro cell went errant, so there wasn't enough utility on the objective to be able to ping out a precise launch of a nitro cell. So that is 3 consecutive rounds for PENTA against Nora-Rengo, and Nora-Rengo again will attempt to correct their mistakes, this time on Kids.
Well, I was just about to say, well, Hungry can't play 1 flashing operator. He's going to play another, and picked up the Blitz, as he actually will 6-pick that to the Capitao, which he's been playing prominently so far this game. Actually had quite a bit of impact on those downstairs takes.
It's a great start so far for PENTA. Everyone really contributing, like you said, and honestly, contributions nearly the same on the side of Nora-Rengo, just unable to get those final couple picks to be able to stick the defuse. And the plan has been completed all 3 rounds. That is abnormal, especially today. We haven't seen a lot of plants going down.
Speed up and running.
Pretty sure we've had 3 plants all day. That's sarcasm, by the way, but yeah. I mean, it's crazy to me how, you know, this is Pro League. This is the Pro League sanctioned match. This is Invitationals. And people still don't play the actual objective. There's like, all right, we got to kill everybody. That's our main objective. Just murder as many people as possible. And they don't try and play for the plan. Which, you know, it is just a difference in play style, but a lot of teams are more or less focused on, okay, it's kills first, then plan after, which doesn't work all the time. But speaking of kills, Sir Boss will find Mercia.
Mario going down extremely early once again. A good start here for Sir Boss. He makes the immediate entry into Armory, and it looks like Nora-Rengo are having a little bit of trouble correcting their mistakes. They made a swap up here. Waka going for some aggressive plays out the shower's window with a Valkyrie cam that looks kind of familiar. Squad's Blas going in towards and going for the rappel. Waka whiffing a lot of shots, and a great reactionary shot from enemy. Another Nitro Cell dispatched of. There are no more, even possibly at the disposal of Nora-Rengo. The retake again, if you got Papilia and Ramu stacked inside of Meeting, it's just Raciel on site once again. This is a bad look for Nora-Rengo early on, already down 3-0. The tidal wave of force of Penta is choking them out.
Only 1 minute and 10 seconds has been expanded from the timer, and it's just Raciel on site. This is not looking good at all for the defense. These roamers are going to have to try and pull some attention away from site. Otherwise, Penta will be walking away with yet another round unanswered. As Popcool will rotate downstairs, start rotating over towards main, and Ramu going to pop that ERC-7 backpack, going to try and maintain some pressure side of the meeting hall, as he will try and cross over, but Revan from the garage will take him down. He's going to try and take down two, but no, Pop will win that out. As Revan will be sat on the bench for the rest of this round at least, but in the process of that, Blas will find Raciel, and it's going to be all left up to Pop against 4. His enemy will start to put the plant down. We will see Blas rotate down the stairs, and he will find the kill on a Pep. That'll be yet another round by Penta. 4 unanswered right now by the European squad.
4 straight for Penta. And yeah, that's not a big shock at all. Nora-Rengo, even though you can't see it on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, will call for a timeout.
Not surprised at all.
Not surprised at all. You go up 4-0 on Oregon. Penta with all the momentum, and clearly Nora-Rengo having some issues early round. Mario has been dropped within 20 seconds twice now through 4 rounds. That's not a good start. You've also been put in a position where you need to retake upstairs consecutive rounds, and that just has not gone well. I think really the downstairs focus for Nora-Rengo is getting picked apart by Penta extremely easily.
I will say the one thing, especially on the upstairs site, and I know you more than likely noticed this, they didn't have much kitchen presence. I almost said preference. Kitchen presence by the defense. They were playing meeting, and the issue with playing meeting is the fact that you can literally just cut off the rotation. They can't do anything. If they reinforce up top inside of attic, then there's literally no rotation for them. So Penta just ignores it and pushes upstairs, and then you get exactly that. You have 2 people locked downstairs. They can't move out. They have to try and win gunfights initially inside of the lobby, and it just does not work out for them. They need to make an adjustment on where they're putting these roamers.
Probably very evident to everyone on Nora-Rengo as we're going to start resuming the game once again. And Nora-Rengo, to try and stop the bleeding, will head back downstairs, where they're currently 0 for 2, but I think I don't know, their second attempt downstairs was better. It wasn't great.
Better?
Better. Wasn't the best.
Is this better?
Yeah.
You are dead right now, aren't you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right, just making sure, just double checking on you.
I'm fun.
You know, I care about you sometimes.
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 Preference on sometimes. Just a little bit. Anyways.
I will say as well, the rounds have been extremely fast-paced. That second, so round number 2 from Nora-Rengo was kind of drawn out a little bit by Waka just being a one-man army inside a meeting. Other than that, I mean, within a minute, Penta has dominating, suffocating control of the objective or about to go for a site execute. It's kind of shocking to see that from Nora-Rengo, who a team who has received such high praise from everyone we've talked to all weekend. Everyone we've talked to has said Nora-Rengo, while their strategies are a little suspect, their mechanical skill is far and away some of the best they've ever seen in the entire world. Unfortunately, for them anyway, Penta seem to be matching that quite well, and their strategy seems to be far superior.
Well, I mean, Nora-Rengo did take out the main catalysts of Penta, but Penta is so used to playing around those being banned away from them that, you know, this is just another day in the office for them, you know? They really haven't been punished. There has been no signs of this slowing down at all from Penta.
Well, it looks like Nora-Rengo, while they want to at least attempt a slight correction of their fatal errors of rounds past, they're still going to stick to this double and hard meeting hold, and it Looks to be about to be picked apart now by Sir Boss. He has top control with the attic. The hatch looks to be open. No, it's reinforced, so they didn't want anyone getting up top for the top control. And it looks like Mario was the first man to bail. Actually, that was Waka at the bottom of the tower stairs. There goes the thermite charge onto the attic hatch to rip that open to see if there's anyone else still remaining inside of meeting, but it's a double stack on the back of the tower stairs coming up from Harry Potter currently.
One of my favorite callouts in this entire game is that callout, Harry Potter. Because you guys are wondering, Harry Potter is the bottom of Big Tower Stairs in this little area where Pop is currently playing at. It's called Harry Potter, and the fact that Harry Potter lives underneath a staircase. Like he's homeless, but he's not. He's kind of got a roof over his head. But stun grenades will go off at the bottom of main stairs right now as Pop is going to try and maintain pressure with that M590, but he's going to get found by Revan. Timing really punishing Pop right there. So that will make this a 5v4. And this has been a lot slower round by the boys of Penta. But again, the meeting hold really delaying quite a bit of time for them initially, but they have all the keys to the castle right now to try and get this execute off.
Looks like the saving grace for Nora-Rengo might be Waka here, coming up the main stairs, possibly going for a flank. The garage door gets ripped open, and he's going to spot one and shred through Hungry with the 416, even at extreme range, leveling man count and pressing further on. Diffuser is outside of the blue tunnel as well, so it's going to be a back take for Penta, an alteration to a rather successful strategy they had going for the front stairs push over and over again. Flashbangs come out, a lot of utility utilized to try and dispel this push from Penta. Pre-fire's coming out, and Mario will shred through Revon as well, letting a headshot through the soft wall, the depths all the way from the box rotate. 30 seconds tick away. Diffuser recovered by Blaz, but a man disadvantage, and you still have Waka going for top control with hatches open. Could be a bad spot to be in for Penta. Oh, what a nice shot there from Mario to take down Sir Boss. Waka on the flank will take down enemy. It's just Blaz. He tries to slug boy his way in on his stomach. Now we'll push through the Toxic Babe, and doubling up will be Nora-Rengo on the box rotate. And that is the first round in the corner of Nora-Rengo. They will stop the bleeding.
The power of the tactical timeout will rear its head once again, as it did in the EG game on Villa, and shows up, and we'll see if Nora-Rengo will continue to snowball and try and bring things back here on Oregon. It is going to be quite the task, though, as if they do pick up this second round, they will be switching sides, which has been prominently noted, kind of cuts all of the momentum that you built up on your prior set.
Well, at least screwing with the trend that we had, at least from the last game, where basement was the place to go to die, but I guess recurring themes, they are now only 1 for 3 on the objective downstairs. But they're 0 for 2 upstairs, so will things change once again for Nora-Rengo on their last round of the first half on the defensive set on Oregon, or will Penta continue to run away with this? Hungry will 6-pick off the cap to the glass.
It's not looking good, boys. It's not looking good. Hungry.
Dangerous.
Yeah, Hungry already fed up with Nora-Rengo thinking that they have a chance in this game. He's going to switch over to Glass, which is another one of his very prominent operators that he's definitely shown some prowess on. I'd compare him to probably his playstyle with Glass would probably be around Rampy's playstyle, where he just likes to be extremely aggressive with the smoke play. So, but one thing is they're not going to be rocking a Jackal or anybody else that has smoke, so it is going to be Hungry trying to be a one-man wrecking crew inside of his own utility.
I'm really just looking to see Nora-Rengo swap things up here and not go for this meeting hold again. Waka's going to spot out one drone, but the Twitch drone from Revon will immediately spot him out.
Attackers are moving out.
Big spawn peek here from Waka will connect up to the shoulder of Blaz, but it won't be the lethal blow he really desperately needed that to be to set the pace in this round.
That was so close. That was so close. That might have been a neck shot. It was very, very close to Blaz's head. Blaz going to escape by the skin of his teeth, ladies and gentlemen, as they are going to be starting over inside of Big Tower. At least Penta is. Revan almost meets his maker in lobby, as Mercio is getting extremely aggressive. Or Mario, excuse me. But it does appear that Revan is going to be off doing his own thing. Waka is going to see him on the Valkyrie cam, though, so he knows he's about to have some company coming up very soon in the likes of Twitch.
It's a big sound cue to not have that window double hit as a prep, but he's got another Valkyrie camera looking into small tower. That's exactly where Revan will head, most likely to drop down another Claymore. It's the same Claymore as last time that actually garnered a kill when he was the Maverick. And it was the 3v2 for Nora-Rengo on the road, the retake attempt, I believe, in round number 4. I don't think that'll be successful 2 times in a row, especially with the Valkyrie camera placements, but you never know. Maybe someone getting a little worked up in the moment, retake, won't spot it out. It looks like Waka triple checking the camera to see if he can go for a run out onto anyone.
Dropped the bomb diffuser.
Again,
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Clearly, contrast to what we've been seeing from PENTA, at least off the rip for this game. Moving a little bit slower now.
Yeah, definitely moving a lot slower, and I think the main issue is that Nora-Rengo has shifted where the roam game is. Waka gonna take out a drone and try and contest, but they've wasted so much time so far over here on the small tower side of the map. I was looking for the compass. We don't have a compass right now, so, but they have wasted plenty of time. Pop playing underneath as well. Blaz, though, gonna find Waka. Now we'll alleviate that pressure over inside of Showers. Pop just waiting for somebody to try and peek into kids' dorms, as he will mark someone he is currently playing those windows. They do still have to worry about Blaz over inside of Small Tower. He has absolutely no health at all, though. He is one shot. As Pop does see a Claymore, he's going to peek and grab the edge of that. Then he peeks out. Oh, he's going to find one. Mercy going to find one as well. Will he be able to find another? Yes, Pop going massive with 2. And Ramu going to find one of his own. It's all left up to enemy. As soon as Racel will find him.
Beautiful response there from Nora-Rengo, and honestly, it came down to the timing of those peaks at the dining door and Mario trying to come back and retake. They're having a blast, man. They're here to have some fun.
It's all about having a good time. All about having a good time. I mean, especially after the Pro League finals, where I mean, they knocked our teams out, North America's teams. They knocked one of our teams out for us. But hey, you know, we always need a little bit of a wake-up call, and I think that really was one for North America, so that's good. But I definitely think that they are more or less like, hey, have fun with it first, otherwise things are going to fall into a terrible time of just losing rounds over and over again. If you're not having fun, and you probably shouldn't be in what you're doing.
The biggest problem is it's a best of 3, so you get down on yourself after 4 rounds, you're going to have a bad time. So it's good to see them, even after losing 4 consecutive, now turning it around with 2 of their own in a row. They're still very lighthearted. They're still up in their spirits. We've seen a lot of teams in a lot of different events get very emotional very early on. It kind of spirals into their own failure, and it comes down to a mental game and the mental fortitude more than your actual skill.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the only argument that I really have for that is just Canadian earlier today. Because that man was full on emotions for most of that match. Early on, very angry with himself, and right when he killed Uno for the first time, it just lit a fire on that man. So, emotions can be either really good or really bad.
Troy's a different animal.
Troy's a unique human being.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. That's a whole different conversation.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So we'll see Nora-Rengo start for the first time on offense on Oregon. So far, their defensive set was pretty good roam game-wise, except for that one mating hole that just did not find anything at all. It more or less just made PENTA kind of stare at it and go, we can hold this if we just open up the pantry, and you're really not going to be able to do anything. And that's exactly what happened. But we do have kind of an odd push coming in right now. Waka coming in from construction, as I don't believe he saw Hungry rotate into red hallway.
Still playing inside of Harry Potter, where he's got the paint cans at his advantage, which if you're unaware is the paint cans on a shelf that are perfectly at head level that will actually disguise you if you try and peek that hallway. Double tap for Waka on the doorway, and his drone's just sitting at the lap and rushing straight through, pre-firing the box, and finally able to connect onto Hungry. That'll be the smoke dispatched up with ease, and now it'll be Blaz re-attempting the peek, also completely unaware that he's on drone. Pre-fires come in, Ramu will shred through enemy off screen, and more pre-fires. Oh, but Blaz wins that out with the Alda. So Waka dispatched of Papilia on low HP. Possibilities for PENTA to pull this back, but you've lost your Jaeger. It's the lethal weapon on defense, and recovery of the Evil Eye will be Blaz, as he'll try and move it to a more advantageous position for a back push. Papilia reset back to 50. It's a tough push situation here, as you still have 4 smokes on the side of Nora-Rengo if you're PENTA.
Yeah, the main thing I want to touch on right now is that Waka is so good at getting his own information. He had very good prominence on that Valkyrie, playing off of his own cams, trying to get those hop outs, to try and get any damage onto PENTA at all. And he almost had it once again right there, playing off of his own drone. Almost picked up the Maverick, the Maestro, so close to the head of Blaz.
Raso with the fuser in hand as the Hibana hasn't opened up any hatches just yet. And Ramu as the Maverick is working his way around the map. And Nora-Rengo taking the time at their disposal. They don't really have to rush anything right now. I believe they're debating right now which side to go for. So Mike Skyros will be coming out onto the back side. The flashbang coming out as the hallway hatch will disintegrate before Maryu's eyes. Flashbang is being lanced all the way down to burn out the ADS. The third one inside the supply double door. You've got a shotgun point blank range from Sir Boss holding anyone dropping into box.
Could be very punishing if anyone chooses to try and drop inside of E-Box, but Blaz is going to find one of his own. Raso going to go down, and then Pop will refrag that onto Blaz with the glass play. Mercio going to find one of his own onto Revan. It's a 1v3 Sir Boss. He's going to try and make something happen right here, but no. The M590 does not have the distance to try and knock Ramu down, as Ramu will have a nice headshot to meet him with.
They keep making direct eye contact with the camera. They're having some...
I love it. I love it.
What is the hand gesture?
This is the Japanese form of dabbing.
Man, he's having a party, man.
This is the Japanese form of dabbing. That's what this is. That's what it is. You didn't know? Huge in Japan. It's called the box.
Shut up.
I was gonna get you to say it one time. One time. This is what everyone's wanted. It's just hey, Stokes, Flynn, talk a bunch of crap to each other. That's it. Like I love you, Flynn.
PENTA again. Same boat as Nora-Rengo right now, trying to correct their mistakes, consecutive attempts at the same bomb site after being unsuccessful in the first try.
How much you want to bet there's going to be a tactical timeout if Nora-Rengo wins this next round? I'll put dinner on it.
All right, bet.
All right. You guys can hold us to that. I will buy Flynn's dinner with the little amount of money I have because my bank locked up all my cards. But, you know, that's fun. Canada's fun. Canada's fun.
Getting so personal on a very, very public broadcast.
It's fine. It's okay.
Well,
I have the most generic name on the planet. My name's Samuel Stewart. Like, that doesn't... I'm like John Doe.
So back to the game. Enemy six-picking to a clash. Saw this in the game between the earlier game. It was Liquid Mocket. It didn't really end very well. The clash overextended and just kind of got shredded early.
5 seconds left.
Well, that's one thing you really can't do with Clash. You cannot overextend. She's more or less constant. She's like Montang. You just apply constant pressure and slowly work your way forward with other people behind you. It's the exact same thing for defense, just this time she has a taser on her shield for some reason. So they're like, oh, we gave defense a shield. We also put a taser on it. It works really well in the proper scenarios, but most of the time, Clash doesn't see too much use. We are going to be seeing her right now, which is kind of surprising for me, just due to the fact that it is the downstairs site. And usually those vertical angles are what punish Clash the most.
Especially on the stairwell, if she's going to try and stall out anyone on their progression down the main stairs. That could be pretty difficult. I mean, you've got a Capitao and Mariu. Don't have any frags, but you do have Waka with some remote breaches if you wanted to use that as well. But it currently looks like enemy is stationed inside of meeting. No ADS preset there. The barbell will be destroyed by Waka as he uses a flashbang to double check. And Ramu pulling out the blowtorch. Looks like he's going to try and pop open a line with the blowtorch on the left split wall.
Nora-Rengo more or less focused on meeting hall right now. Drones committed inside of there from Waka. And honestly, I think Waka is the most droning Ashe I've ever seen in my entire life. That man drones for his entire team and makes pushes. Some definitely mechanical play coming out from Ramu right here as he knocks open a hole that you can crawl through. I know it doesn't look like you should be able to fit through it, but you can with one tank. One tank properly used with Maverick, you can make a hole big enough to crawl through. And it's just shown right there by Ramu. So definitely some prominence coming out inside of that Maverick play. The drones will start to commit themselves down the main stairs about halfway through now as the entire PENTA lineup is downstairs.
Yeah, it was a three-man hold inside of meeting for PENTA, and then as soon as the Mav came out from Ramu, they all said nope, and they got out of dodge as fast as possible. Went back down to the objective, and they continue to hold. They know their meeting flank is going to be cut off because of the Maverick play, so they're going to have to play this from the objective. They're still in a 5v5 with now a minute ticking down, and the clash of enemies still 100 HP, and go full blind here is just a rainstorm of flashbangs will come in, and enemy will get downed by the asphyxiating bolt, but will he be able to be revived? This is the big question. A great use of a utility there, tandeming the flashbangs with the asphyxiating bolt from Mariu. Looks like Waka has one more flash he wants to send in as well. Enemies revived and back up in the hallway. Now in behind the island, trying to slow down anyone. He makes his way all the way in, but walks too close to the sun and will get burnt for it. Waka will shred through him with the R4C. All of the utility being used now, and Raiso being chipped away by the Evil Eyes one by one. And the Toxic Babes went for an initiation of the plant, but had to pull off. Nora-Rengo running out of time, but in a strong position. Hungary on 10 HP, one more peek and one more smoke left as he sends it out. The Legion Mine just not going to connect in time. A great pause though will shut down Papilia. It'll get traded out. It's down to a 3v3. More will fall. Raiso with another one. Diffuser in the hands of Mario. The plant will go down. Can't pull the trigger on the shotgun in time. Nora-Rengo 4 straight to rally back after dropping 4-0 lead to PENTA.
Well, guys, you wanted a match for the last game of the day, and it seems like we're going to get that. Flynn is not the happiest, but, you know, it happens. Flynn has talked a lot today. You can't judge him. He's a very tired boy.
I'm smiling. We're all good.
Just smile, smile.
Just smile.
Just smile through the pain.
Oh, Lord PENTA. Is that the site? Is that the site you want to go to?
I don't know what to say. They have Glass and Capital on the offense.
If you don't have a Mira or an Echo,
oh man,
trying to stall this out.
And they just got a Maverick as well. Okay, you guys want to know how this round's gonna go? Maverick's gonna get control of meeting, and he's gonna torch a hole inside of pantry and shoot whoever is trying to play defense on the kitchen wall. And it's gonna blow the site completely open. They're gonna get small tower presence, blow open that wall, and they're gonna get the plant down on the couch. I'm gonna predict it right now.
You got 4 smokes, Papilia on the Glass. That's also a yikes when all you have is one possible flank.
And with Mario, they can literally just directly smoke off all of their angles, and they can't do anything about it.
Well,
this is probably the worst lineup to play in the kitchen with. Like, oh my goodness, man. That's, this is gonna be a rough one.
From PENTA. Let's see how it pays off.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Oh, you can see by the spawn too. They want to get Ramu in meeting to pop open the holes.
Oh man, they're probably so excited. Oh man, just rapid fire Japanese, just going everywhere, man. All right, well, we'll see what comes to fruition at least this round. Again, it is Rainbow Six Siege. Anything can happen. That's why I feel like analyst jobs are so difficult, because you know that should what happened. That should be what happens.
What should happen.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
English.
It's been such a long day, man.
Samuel.
Oh, yeah, English is hard. Oh, man. Anyways.
I can't talk. I've had a few strokes today, too.
Yeah, had a few strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that should be what happens. And we'll see if that really does come to fruition here. I mean, that is the one thing about Rainbow Six. You can never be right fully.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Ramu making his entry in through garage, and no contest so far, and look at that. He's right up against the pantry wall, and look at that. He's got the blowtorch, and look at that. He's made a couple holes, and he's making Swiss cheese in the wall with the Maverick torch to try and just play some mind games with everybody, and Waka trying to get rid of this deployable shield inside a bathroom, showers. Looks like that is Sir Boss with the Jaeger playing in the shower stalls and towards lockers. There's also the clash of the enemy trying to provide some support, but he's got Mario at his side at the white stairs window. That's a big deterrent for enemy to try and continue to hold that angle. I don't think anyone has realized that these holes exist in the pantry wall, but they have barricaded off the door, so...
Like half a smiley face?
At least a little bit of sound cover. Papilia will fall at the hands of the 416 as Sir Boss down to 51 HP, laying prone inside of lockers, waiting for Mary to turn the corner, losing a lot of HP, and finally Waka will trade it out, going face-to-face up against enemy and just pre-firing every common location. He's being slowed constantly by enemy.
And shower on this site is the teeter-totter that depends on if you win this site or not. You have to have presence in there as the defense so you can rotate up small hallway and try and kill anybody trying to plant default spot on top of the couch. If you do not have that, then you are basically out of luck, which is very bad. It's not a good time, but they don't really have any of that right now. Enemy playing solo dolo inside of there as Blaz tries to assist him from the hallway, but Sir Boss, as you guys can see, has been taken out. So it's all left up to the shield-bearing operator on the defense try and win this out, as Ramu will motion his way down white stairs, and this might be very punishing for the defenders who are not able to handle him appropriately. Blaz, even though his utility can see through smokes, himself cannot, as he will end up downing Ramu on the main stairs. Mario will pick him up, but Blah's going to find one of his own on the walk, immediately reflagged by Mario. He's going to get aggressive onto the Clash. This Clash will do her due diligence to shock him back to the next world, as actually Hungry's going to send him to the Nether Realm as well as Merzio. Oh my goodness, Penta is coming out of the woodworks right there to put things back into their favor.
That was an interesting deployment of utility operators throughout that round for Nora-Rengo. You saw it was the Maverick of Ramu getting into meeting and doing what we said he should have done, which is pop him the pantry walls, except it was the showers contention that really seemed to be the focal point, like you said, on that round. And there was just enough utility and enemy really just being a giant pain in the backside for all of Nora-Rengo on that one. So shouts out to enemy on that one. He's finally done with the Clash, at least for now. He's holding pat on the Bandit as they head upstairs to kids and dorms, and that's their first successful defensive round on a site that we said probably wasn't going to end very well for them.
What do we know, Flynn?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Evidently.
We never know anything.
Evidently.
Yeah. This.
Evidently.
Oh my goodness. But Enemy really living up to his name right there. I'm serious. Like, Enemy was the enemy of Nora-Rengo that round. So, no, what? Okay, we're not dying. We're good. Okay, there was a big boom, guys. I know you guys couldn't hear that because these mics are really, really good at cutting out background noise, but there was a very big boom. I thought something had happened. I was terrified for a second, but we're okay. We're okay over here. 5-4 currently is the round count in favor of Penta. Once again, they were up 4-0. Up 4-0 at the start. Nora-Rengo calls a tactical timeout. Brings it all the way back to 4-4 to tie it up, but Penta seems like they have found their footing once again. And something that I love to touch on with tactical timeouts is it's not just a timeout for your team, it's a timeout for the other team. So usually, you know, you really got to do some work with your team to put them back onto track. As we saw with that EG game, that second timeout that came out from the stream did not help them at all. EG really used that to their advantage more than Lestream did, and they were very punished by it. So that more than likely may be the reason that Penta is just letting this ride. They're like, okay, we don't want to give them another chance to talk and try and discuss. We want to just make our adjustments and try and to continue to make them fail.
Yeah, the big thing about that timeout also is it killed the just onslaught of momentum that Penta had. 4 straight, and 3 out of the 4 of those rounds were extremely quick. Ramu making his entryway into Armory. He's again going to torch open a line to peek through from that reinforced wall on Armory. We've seen that wall get opened up a myriad of different ways so far today. And this is just adding to the compilation of different operators where he's doing so. And he's also going to be utilizing the torch to get rid of the bandits off the wall. And there's not even a bandit currently on the right side of generator wall. So it'll be an easy placement there for Raysil to pop it open.
Waka having his eyes set on Kitchen currently, just trying to alleviate a little bit of pressure from these roamers. Not too much pressure from the defense so far with that roam game. Nobody really shown their face or exactly what they're playing at, but it could come to fruition later on. No nitro cells getting played downstairs unless enemy is downstairs. I have not seen him down there just yet. I do believe he is on site. Raysil working his way up towards generator door as he does pop a couple stuns into sight. They do have most of the pressure needed right now to really hold down this Masters area as they do try to get the diffuser down inside of Generator. And I think the biggest thing is the defense made all of these kill holes upstairs that are actually going to help out the offense more than likely than the defense.
Boss being gifted a rotation by Hungry as he builds it for him mid-round, but makes it in, and you can see Raysil holding the ladder, waiting for Sir Boss to make that flank up. Finally looks like Raysil has turned his attention away. As we know about Rainbow Six Siege, it's all about timing. Sir Boss with the ladder.
Oh my God!
Another one through the wall. Papilia will fall down to a 4v2, and Penta looking to put themselves on match point. It's just Waka alone, vaulting into the big window, surrounded by barbed wire, smothered out by the toxic gas, finished off by the MP7 of enemy. And it's Penta with a strong response to Nora-Rengo's 4 straight, putting themselves on match point on map number 1.
I think this was just something you have to do to a Glass player, honestly. He played Glass. I mean, he provided the BMs. He got to BM him back. And by BM, I mean shoot him through a wall. That was a crazy kill coming out from Sir Boss. It'll definitely be on the highlight reel after that one. Clip that, Mom, please.
Well, Penta continuing their strange ways, and clearly they're just sick of trying to defend downstairs. So they're going to go tower.
They're sick of it.
They don't want to do it anymore. They don't want to try and fight it. They are done with it. They did dining. They won it. They did upstairs. They won it. We're not going downstairs. The only option left is tower. And this was also a site that was, I think, 1 for 2 in the last game.
Well, I mean, here's something that we've talked about all day, but we get to talk about it again because Oregon has been such a household name so far today. Tower is actually the most won site on defense.
Today?
No, overall.
Oh.
It's 62% in favor of the defense. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, Blue brought up the stat during the last game that we casted between Lestream and EG. 62%. And actually, prior to this event, it was even higher. It was like 73 or 75.
That's terrifying.
That's right. Absolutely terrifying. The site that Flynn and I hate to our very core is the most defendable site, apparently, stat-wise, on Oregon.
Hey, man, if it works, it works. The interesting point about this, though, with the 2-round parameter, with obviously being victorious on a defensive site, it's locked out for the next 2 rounds now, is that with Penta, let's say they lose here on tower. You can't go upstairs, so your only options are to go downstairs, back to tower, or to go back to dining, which I don't think the dining play is really the play. I think you got away with one on that one, and the Clash is really the MVP on that one, but you're in a tough spot here because you can't go back to your favorite site, clearly, which is doors. So Penta, I think they might be feeling the heat a little bit, even in this round, even with a 2-round buffer and already on match point. You don't want to see this go into overtime if you're Penta.
No, you do not. They really want to try and just kill this dead right here, at least for the first map. But Clash really hasn't found too much success today in any game, really. She's been quite punished pretty often. And a lot of Capitao play today as well, so that is one thing that has been very punishing for that operator. That is basically her direct counter. Ramu able to identify out that Sir Boss has been downed upstairs as he will slowly but surely crawl his way back to where somebody can try and save his life. Blaz gonna be the man to do so, as he will provide some medical attention to Sir Boss, but in the process, Enemy will definitely need some medical attention as well, as it seems he's suffered a concussion with a bullet to the head, as he will be taken down on his Jaeger.
Biggest portion of that. That's your T3 control surrendered earlier than a midway through the round. So that's a big loss there. You lose Enemy again, losing that 416. Toxic Babe also being deployed a little early here from Hungary, and that doesn't even hit the windowsill where I imagine he intended for that to land. So, dangerous proposition for Penta to be in right now. You've got 2 off-site, but it's Ramu being shredded now by the MP5K of Sir Boss. Out on a roaming game with Flaws still, so at least the off-site play for right now working out for Penta, but you're leaving Hungry and Revan alone on the objective. It looks like Waka wants to make that same entry he did a few rounds ago, in through blue, red, and make his way up the T1 stairs.
A late rotation right now is not a bad idea at all. Just try and apply some pressure somewhere else, especially after the defense is already set up where they think they're going to be safe at. Oh my goodness, the defense going to find yet another one, and no refrag coming out from Raisel as Pop is going to go down to the hand of Blaz. Blaz coming with a freebie right there. No more Glaz on deck for the offense.
Raisel just getting a little too fancy with it, trying to get the slot, or the shot through the slot of the stairs, but Walk will at least trade back Sir Boss. It's one of the roamers and a possible Nitro Cell taken care of, but it's a 3v3, and it looks like it's going to be Raisel trying to rappel into T2, and Hungary is just waiting for this. Arms open, and now they've all stacked down below. They realize that the T2 entrance is probably not the play. Revan going to stand right up and try through 1, get 2! There goes the diffuser, trying to go for 3. Walk will shred out, and both of them! Revan and Blospo fall, but now there's 8 seconds left. Fakes out the plant once. Now he's going to have to stick it into the overtime. Hungary waiting this out. It'll expire with 1 second remaining, but no, Walker's going to race upstairs, and Hungary will escape to safety inside of the attic. Penta, a 4-0 lead, completely surrendered. Nora-Rengo on a comeback, but it's just not enough. And Penta will take map number 1 on Oregon, 7-4.
Oh man, what a game. What a game on Oregon here.
Stepping over it.
I'm getting yelled at for my cable. It happens. It happens. It's been a long day, guys. I actually took my tie off. You'll see it. I took my watch off. It's been, oh man, I'm tired. I'm so tired.
You're undressing for the whole stream now?
Yeah, undressing. Just, you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's an M-rated game, right? We're good.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is map number 1 in the books. Penta, storm ahead, 4-0. Nora-Rengo make it a game. Penta with another 3 straight at the end. So a very streaky game. Let's go take a look at the replays, see how that game and that map worked out for Penta and Nora-Rengo. As that is map 1 in the books. Like I said, we're looking to go to map number 2, which I don't remember.
I believe it's Clubhouse.
Don't think it's Clubhouse because it was banned out because I said we saw Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, is it Border?
It might be Border.
It was Border the Decider.
I honestly.
No, it goes Border than Coastline. Question mark.
We'll find out.
It's Bank.
Bank?
It's Bank.
Okay.
Yes, Bank, because Border's the Decider. It's Bank. We figured it out. Mental math.
Smart. There are the replays for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's Nora-Rengo currently down a map to Penta in Group D. Just a reminder for everyone, Evil Geniuses took the first matchup in this group earlier on today against Lestream 2-0, an 8-7 win on Villa and a 7-2 win on Oregon over Lestream. So the winner of this game will move on to face Evil Geniuses in the winner's bracket match. The loser's bracket match will be between the loser of this game and the loser of this game, like I said, will be moving on to face Lestream.
You okay? All right?
Yep. Well, I mean, you were getting yelled at. Now we're, now we're good.
Now we're both getting yelled at. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. I forgot that they can talk to each of us independently. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides the point, us talking about production, Nora-Rengo, as you guys can see on your screen, really tried to bring it back right there. That tactical timeout almost brought them back from the depths, but to no avail. Waka tried his Boy Scout best. If they have the Boy Scouts in Japan, I really don't know if they do. But, I mean, very, very last-ditch effort by them right there. But, it happens. I think the biggest thing right now is Penta is on a roll, and it doesn't look like the train's stopping just yet.
No, and that was a very hard-fought battle, honestly. The resiliency and the upbeat tempo for Nora-Rengo, honestly, just their emotions to that entire game were remarkable to see. Yes. I don't know what it is, but they're having a blast.
I'm telling you, it's a Japanese dab. That's what it is. It's just...
All right, bet. Yeah, moving on to Bank, though, is map number 2. Yeah, I still see that one kind of actually going Penta's way. I think the more fluid maps, although Nora-Rengo have shown a propensity to be able to adapt to a lot of unique situations, yeah, Penta, I mean, they're strong on Bank.
Yeah, Bank is a massive map as well, and it's going to be a lot of roam presence, and if there's one thing that Penta showed they do well on that last map, it's roam presence. And Oregon is not a map that, is really easy to roam on. It's not. There's not a lot of areas to rotate. It's very punishing if you really don't know what you're doing, as well as, this is Pro League. Roaming is a very difficult thing to get right, and Penta was doing it over and over again. Now they just have an easier map to do it on. So if Nora-Rengo wants to excel and try and push this to a map 3 for your, 5th time today,
I wouldn't complain, man.
then they got to handle their own game.
I wouldn't complain. 3 maps means they're very good games.
Dude, exactly.
They've been incredible games so far today. The thing with Oregon, like you're saying, why it's so difficult to roam on is because you don't have a lot of simple rotations unless you just want to retreat back to the objective. Mm-hmm. On Bank, that's not the case. You can rotate
everywhere,
plenty of different directions. So on Oregon, roaming is just standing in a different place that isn't the objective and standing and fighting until you die. Bank, there's actually a lot of manipulations you can have with the actual environment to provide yourself other rotation spots, your ability to maneuver vertically as well. There's not a lot of vertical rotations on Oregon that allow you to go to different portions of the map with how linear it is horizontally.
Yeah.
Bank, completely different story. There's a bunch of different hatches. There's a lot of real estate, like you said, a very large map, one of the largest in Pro League.
Yeah, and I think the main thing is that you're going to see here that happens quite often is that everybody holds impacts on their person on roam game. So they can make those late, rotations through, per se, like upstairs janitor's closet and stuff like that, to where, it wasn't there before, but it's here now, and they're able to rotate through freely. And that's going to be a big part of the roam game on Bank, is just trying to stay consistent in rotations.
Yeah, and I don't think we have any data on either of these teams on Bank, at least prepared.
Not in my brain. My brain is literally mush right now.
I can't remember the last time I saw...
Did you not hear my stroke the last game? Did you not hear it? It was there.
I heard it.
It was there. That's why I was like, oh, I'm getting real hot. Just, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Having fun.
Dude, I'm having a fantastic time.
All right.
I get to cast with you. What do you mean? This is great. I'm loving every single moment of it. They're like, I was just like, I need a break. It's like, it's me. We got it. Don't worry about it. We're in here. As the Penta guys are going to get set back up. Jess about to put her headset back on. I actually had to look up her name. I'm not going to lie. I forgot it for a second. Even though I've talked to her, but I feel bad. It's just been a long day, man. It's been such a long day.
It happens.
Actually, one of the reps from Ubisoft was telling me, he's like, we're not in esports hours yet. It's not tomorrow, and we're still casting today's matches. So I guess I really don't have a right to complain. I mean, I'm here. We're at Invitational. It's been such a fantastic day with some amazing matches, especially casted by you. You really got kind of the money bag, per se, of matches to cast.
Yeah, they've been barn burners, to say the least. I mean,
That rec game. Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
That rec game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, we have another barn burner on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Map 1, Oregon, goes to the hands of Penta, 7-4. We now head to Bank for map number 2. Backs against the wall for Nora-Rengo. If they push map 3, it'll be the third map 3 of the day on this channel. And it'll also be a decider map to see who will face EG tomorrow and who will face Lestream. But Penta looking to lock things out without the necessity of a third map entirely.
Are you telling me we're going to have Penta versus EG maybe? Maybe.
Penta versus EG in group stage. Different team, same org.
Last year? Oh my goodness.
So a Hibana and a Glasban actually coming out on Bank. That's pretty crucial because banning out the Hibana means that your downstairs defense is, again, easier. It's not easy.
Easier.
It's easier. The Glas being taken care of actually is almost as influential as the Hibana being taken out because you can still take a Maverick, and we've seen if you can be as efficient as humanly possible, you can get 2 hatches with a Mav. So,
but it's like down to the wire.
Yeah,
on fuel.
it's down to the wire. One mistake, it's over.
Can't even make a smiley face anymore. Everyone, like, look, I love drawing as Maverick. It's a good time, you know.
You talked about how good Ramu was looking on the Mav.
He's looking very good.
Nice little 1-tank circle.
Yeah.
Crouch through on the pantry wall. So, I mean,
that's what everyone loves to, you know, compliment Nora-Rengo about is their mechanical skills.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a skill.
We've been hearing all weekend.
Yeah, just every single person, EG, Penta, you know, Pengu, everyone going, look.
Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic. Like, look, Nora-Rengo's mechanical skill is off the charts. And, you know, you just, look, go to Terrorist Hunt and try it. Maverick's 1-tank hull is extremely difficult to perfect. It's a very hard thing to do. But as we will be jumping into Bank. Speaking of Ramu on Mav, we're going to have that straight off the bat, which, you know, doesn't surprise me. The main thing I wanted to talk about with that Hibana ban is I feel like it works a little bit the same as Clubhouse with a Hibana ban. It forces you to pick hatches.
Yep.
Bank is a very prominent match with hatches, especially, you know, later on this year when Kaid comes in. It's definitely going to improve on these sites that have so much hatch play is his utility.
Well, even with the Hibana being banned out and the Maverick being selected alongside the Thermite, everything we just talked about will come into play immediately, as it'll be Penta going downstairs in the defense to start things off, and Blaz on the Ela. Interesting decision, honestly, especially bringing the Scorpion. Typically, if you're going to see an Ela on Bank, more often than not, it's actually the FO12, the shotgun on Ela holding the server stairs, with some Ela mines at the top of the server stairs door.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
It's like Mario will start to get aggressive over towards Graz as he will take out the lobby camera for himself. As he will start to motion over that way. Nora-Rengo's main issue currently is going to be hatch play, just due to the fact that they only have 2 Thermites. And there's a lot of hatches to go downstairs. There's 5. There's actually 5 hatches. There's 5 hatches on the main floor that all lead to the basement. And more than likely, all of those are going to be reinforced. That is a main thing that every single team does on defense on this site is they reinforce every single hatch. Because if you don't reinforce one, they're definitely going to be dropping down that. But we are going to have enemy with the M870 and 3 ADSs on the stairs. His entire kit is dedicated to himself over on blue stairs. All it's going to take is for them to knock a hole inside of the server hatch, and he's going to have a bad time. But if you guys didn't know, the M870 is actually the most damaging shotgun that the defense has.
quick peeks around the corner from Waka, but Ramo will be dropped 10 HP out of nowhere, and now wider angle peeks coming out from Mario at depth, and the phone call coming out. Enemy gonna take this point blank range, but he's gonna lose out to the SMG-12. He puts Waka on 10 HP as well, and he's gonna try and crawl back. Blaz and Revan come soaring into server stairs to try and be the rescue squad. And it's gonna be Blaz taking the contention behind the deployable, taking a little bit of damage himself. An enemy will get revived back up to 50 with the M870 back in hand, and Waka is being reset, so it's resets abound for everyone. Ramu and Waka both being reset on the side of Nora-Rengo.
And the reason that Waka didn't get immediately deleted right there is just because enemy did not hit him center mass. All of the shotguns, except for Kaid's shotgun, are all shells, and they do not shoot slugs, they shoot pellets. So if you don't shoot center mass, every pellet has its own damage margin, and that is the reason he only got knocked down to 10 health in such a close range. Speaking of health margins, Blaz has none, as Mario will remove his head for him as the offense starts to ramp up for Nora-Rengo.
Quickly turned from a 5v5 to a 5v2 as they all tried to retreat from their server hold. All three members who were previously in server are now in a grave 6 feet under, as they all try to retreat back, but the hatch control established by Nora-Rengo way too dominant. Ramu would take down Hungry, and it's all Sir Boss in a 1v5 with the Alda in hand, and the timing as he looks away from the CCTV door. Mario turns the corner, ends Sir Boss's life, and it's a clean sweep for Nora-Rengo as Penta surrender round number 1.
Well, if there's one way to start a map,
that's pretty
by
hot.
doing it perfectly.
Couple of resets required in the process, but nobody died on the side of Nora-Rengo.
Hey, I mean, that's all. I mean, you got the resets. You still had health. You got downed. I mean, it's still a perfect round. Nobody died.
At that point, you got to say, hey, you know, maybe the guys on Penta hit one more shot, and it's a different story.
Hey, I mean, it's kind of like discussing terrible things you've done with your parents. Where it's like, nobody died. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything was okay. That's exactly what Nora-Rengo just did right there. Able to take down sight and really just clean up shop into Penta right now. And Penta is going to immediately move off of that objective. They're going to go downstairs. Teller's office archives really did not like their hold on the blue stairs.
Yeah, they're done with the basement, at least for now. It's in stark contrast to what we were seeing on Oregon for back-to-back matches between first Mach and Liquid, and then, of course, Penta and Nora on the first map on Oregon, where teams would lose their preferred site and try it again. This time, Penta reading into the mistakes of old, I guess, from both games, and immediately abandoning the basement, even though the Hibana is still banned. Like I was saying, the Maverick is a great replacement for the Hibana in getting those hatches, and as soon as that server hold fell apart, it was over.
Well, the main thing for me here, especially after the last 2 matches on Oregon, what is the definition of insanity, Flynn?
We're not doing this.
Definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting different results.
This is so cliche.
And I mean, I know, but it's a good thing to talk about. They continuously went back to the same site over and over again, expecting different results, and nothing came of it. But they're finally making the adjustment early on enough to where it can definitely have an effect on Bank. Don't laugh at me.
I'm gonna laugh at you all.
Oh man.
Needed entry in through ATMs for the majority of the attacking side of Nora-Rengo, as a myriad of drones also come in sorts. Try and clear out the main lobby. Obviously no one foolish enough really to play inside of the main lobby with the just dumb number of windows that you can rappel on as an attacker looking into main lobby. So easy clear out here. Papilia not even to find any footsteps because, again, no one is dumb enough to try and hold inside of main lobby for any period of time. But the Jackal pings, the first ones will come out from a member of Penta playing by Stock, and I believe that's enemy on the Legion, but I could be mistaken. I didn't get a great glimpse at the silhouette.
It indeed is enemy on the Legion, as well as they do have Blaz on the castle upstairs as well. They will be playing that vertical game, trying to not let Nora-Rengo have any pressure upstairs, but that does not seem like it's going to happen, as Nora-Rengo starts things off pretty early on, taking out the Legion. And if there's one operator on the defense right now that you don't want to lose this early, it's going to be that Legion. Those goo mines, you get 8 of them are all time-based, but Hungry gonna find Mario, and he might find two. No, Pop gonna win that one out. A very well-placed headshot, as he will find a couple of footsteps in the process, and that's gonna be Blaz. As Blaz gonna immediately full send it back to site. Does not want to have to try and deal with any of these offensive operators upstairs. Is actually, oh my goodness, Ramu's gonna jump off the top rope, and he's gonna deliver a bullet to Blaz. What a play! Almost actually loses his life right there at the tail end of that to Sir Boss. But oh my goodness, what a play by Ramu. You look puzzled.
Aggressive play, but hey, it worked out, so I can't really knock it. 2v4 to work out for PENTA with 45 seconds. Ooh, and Revon gonna try a nitro cell trick the wall, and that will, you know, Ramu's getting reset, and now Revon's just gonna bust out and take as many with him as possible. He's not gonna connect a single bullet as Ramu has yet to be revived entirely, and the retreat back to site. Unsuccessful for Revon, as he will fall to Papilia on that C7E. So Racel has been down in the process as well on the far right. The diffuser is in Narnia currently, so all they have to do is push in and try and get this kill. Papilia's been down as well. There's two up currently, and Ramu will finally clean things up. That was a mess of an ending.
There's three down. No, he's down Sledge.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He down Sledge. There's three people down. Oh my goodness. The ending of that literally looked like the ending to Scarface. Like he just repeatedly just peeked at the door over and over again, extremely aggressively. But, you know, ended up falling to the wayside in the end. Nora-Rengo 2-0 right now. And this kind of looks like just a reverted way of the last map. Nora-Rengo, the one on top this time around. Whereas PENTA, currently down 2-0.
Well, the Clash making a return from Oregon for Enemy. And same storyline, different members working out right now, at least with the lead. It's Nora-Rengo ripping off to a quick 2-0 start. A rather dominating performance so far. Extreme man count advantages thus far for Nora-Rengo in these attacks on Bank. And the Jackal has been a big proponent of that, as isolating and identifying who is roaming, where they are roaming 5 times in the span of about 25 seconds. It's a good sign. Surprising that Jackal wasn't one of the bans elected on Bank, considering how dominant he is at really dispelling that roam game from being so influential. And now this is also, you know what? I'm not going to question it, considering PENTA went to Dining and Kitchen when they were in a slump on Oregon, and they won it in possibly the weirdest setting possible. And it was basically down to Enemy on the Clash. They're doing it again. They're going open area with a Clash. So, again, quizzical of the decision. Certainly not gonna bash it just yet.
Yeah. Well, two things. Number one, I owe you food. Completely forgot about that tactical timeout from the last thing. So I owe you food now. And secondly, Jess is not the only female coach inside of Pro League. It's Ewan from Mind Freak as well as another female coach from APAC. And I apologize about that, but we don't follow APAC. Well, personally, I don't follow APAC too closely. I just know the higher up teams. I don't know Mind Freak that well, so I apologize. Ewan, thank you for coaching another team. It's always nice to see, you know, a good female play going on inside of Pro League. We lost our only female pro, but we picked up another one inside of APAC as well. So APAC really just showing out for the females inside of esports right now.
It's quite the representation, and it's always a good sight to see. Nora-Rengo, a minute in, not having the immediate success they were having in the last couple rounds, but they do have a lot of map control. There's no resistance coming out from PENTA upstairs at all, and this could be counterintuitive, honestly, is you're going to run into a couple issues when the floorboards start getting opened up. And the one good thing about staff in open area is that there is a chunk of ceiling that isn't destructible, but Laws will be the first to fall in the Legion at the hands of Papilia once again. So the Jackal still being the catalyst for success so far for Nora-Rengo. Thermite charge coming out onto a hatch. Check which one, whether it was the deep stock one or the janitor closet one, but one of them has now been blown open.
So we're going to view Enemy just playing Clash down here inside of the elevator hallway. Just trying to play some staring games with anybody that dares to try and contest him. Currently nothing right now as Pop will find Revon. and that will be the Valkyrie off the board. Again, looking so strong for Nora-Rengo on these offensive plays, and I expect a tactical timeout to be coming pretty soon by PENTA. They have not been finding the most success so far on their defensive set, as Hungary will finally find one offensive operator. Will be Racel on the Thermite.
Ilya just a dominating force on that Jackal right now. 3 kills in the round, the only 3 kills for his team on this round. Toxic Babes in desperation coming out from Hungary to try and stall out the push, but they've got another one coming in as the Dokubi. Walker will get down, but the re-peek Mario would refrag that, and Papilya with a 4K on the round. You can see everyone on Nora extremely hyped up for that one, as it's Nora-Rengo. And again, we got the corner box thing, with the hand. But it's a 3-0 lead off rip for Nora-Rengo, doing their best imitation of PENTA on Oregon. And attack timeout for PENTA.
So I don't owe you food anymore. I think that's how that works.
I mean,
I predicted this.
I mean, you're making up the rules as you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And then I'm the one who made the rules in the first place.
I'm not going to argue with you about it.
I got the tactical timeout this time. I mean, come on. But a very smart decision by PENTA. They really need to go over a couple of things, make some adjustments, because right now they're getting absolutely picked apart, specifically by Papgil on Jackal, which has just been a complete detriment to anything the defense has been trying to do.
Well, we are currently on a timeout for PENTA to try and regroup and rearrange their thoughts and I guess just kind of reset themselves mentally. They've currently locked in lockers and CCTV as their objective to head to. And you'll remember that was the attempted 3-man server hold that got blasted away rather quickly without any losses on the side of Nora-Rengo on the attack. So, trying to correct their mistakes, PENTA have gone to a different objective each time, and they will confirm it will be lockers and CCTV. We are resuming underway now into round 4 on Bank. Map number 2, it was PENTA that came away victorious on map number 1, Oregon, 7-4. And now we are approaching the midway point. We're halfway to the midway point, so I guess that means it's a quarter point. I can do math. And it's a 3-0 lead for Nora-Rengo.
Very impressed. Good job. Proud of you. You're not completely brain dead at this point of casting. You're just leisurely walking through it, just like, yeah, they killed some people and some other people died. That's really what happened.
Ooh, I actually did not clock this, but I probably should have. Hungary with the only kills for PENTA.
Well, they haven't showed the scoreboard yet.
No.
So, and
it's probably a good thing, honestly.
Yeah, that's, you know, I hate to say this when I cast, but it's got to be a yikes for me, dog. That's just not. Oh, man. That's not good at all.
10 seconds
well,
remaining.
Hopefully they're going to be able to make some sort of adjustment right now because no one's currently logged into the server yet except Hungary.
ADS deployed and ready
well, we're going to try this again, but enemy's not going to bring the M870. He's going to bring the 416. Still same setup, though. Deployable shield, 3 ADSs. And it looks like he might actually tag out with Blas, and Blas might play the same position close range with that Scorpion. And Mario honestly could probably pull off a garage solo push with the way that PENTA have been holding in towards it. There's so much focus, a 3-man hold inside a server. Math would dictate there's not a lot of eyes looking towards garage.
I mean, you say that, but all it takes is for him, I mean, he gets the initial frag, he rotates out immediately, that's a free kill for him. But I would actually agree with you on that. It would be a pretty free take right now, especially since they're playing the exact same way. Enemy's on the stairs again, but he's not rocking the shotgun anymore. They actually have Ella downstairs, which I'm actually really surprised about this. Apparently, enemy was just not liking the M870, and a nade's actually going to make its way through. They're going to burn off all of the ADSs. It only takes six thrown utilities to burn ADSs. So 6 stuns more than likely going to burn away all of those as the nade will come out. It's actually going to try and pick up enemy, but it's not going to be the nade that does it. It's going to be Waka himself with the C8 as he will put enemy down at the bottom of blue stairs. Blas going to try and maintain pressure with Revan inside of server, and they're going to have to try and delay time here. Bad news bears though, they have no ADSs.
No hatch either, as that'll be disintegrated by Racel as he puts an exothermic charge down and detonates, and now Blas and Revan are stuck. Truly stuck. They have to stand and and fight, or at least in Blaz's case, hit the deck and fight. But in behind the server rack, the two-man hold from Revenant Blaz is at least doing its job, as you said, is killing a little bit of time. But honestly, if you're not bringing a couple bodies with you in this point, it's not going to go very well. And it looks like Papilia is set up to watch for the retreat back, as there's only one man, Mario, currently watching the server hatch. Papilia is looking away right now. Could have been the perfect storm for an attempted retreat back to the objective for Blaz and Revan, but they will continue to stand and fight inside a server. Pre-fire's coming out, and Hungry will take down Waka, so Hungry continuing to be the only man with kills on Penta in the last minute of the 4th round. And Blaz will finally tack on and take down Mario, as he was able to stretch out of server. And now Blaz is able to make his way back as well. Papilia has dropped into A at the CCTV door, and he's in between a rock and a hard place as Sir Boss is across, doubling up his Sir Boss now on the Alda and trying to bust through his Ramu, the last man alive for Nora-Rengo. 30 HP, diffuser lost at the bottom of the south stairwell. There's not a lot to be done here. He's just going to rush in and walk into a crossfire. It looks like it's a 3-way crossfire right now. 15 seconds, no HP. Diffuser at his feet. It looks like Penta with the tactical timeout have regained some focus and some semblance of success. Sir Boss with a 3-cable round things out. Penta getting a little more contribution from the rest of the roster, and they stop the bleeding.
Am I watching Bank or am I watching Oregon right now? I'm so confused, man. So confused. But we'll say one thing, though. The one round that Nora-Rengo actually slows down to try and, get a little bit more information. They drone out. They just did not find anything at all. No presence over on the server side, which definitely should have happened. They had all the keys to the castle to try and take over a server. They even still had a grenade on Buck, and he wasn't able to find anything with it. So definitely a blunder from Nora-Rengo on that round.
Well, 6-pick for Revan onto the Valkyrie, as I guess they are desiring a little more info on the side instead of, I guess, fragging ability with the dock. But now we head to Teller's Archives once again. So the reattempt downstairs, successful for Penta after the tactical timeout. And now they head to Teller's and Archives. Another reattempt that did not go well the first time for Penta.
No, not at all. This has actually kind of became a household thing on Teller's ever since EG did it at the last invite, which was you shoot open the bottom of the Teller's wall to elevator. You're able to hold it from the bottom of the main stairs. It's very good, very, very good. It showed a lot of prominence when EG has used it in the past, and it's mostly been adapted by other teams to use for themselves. Very good strat that is typically used on the site, as well as just trying to hold the verticality with castle barricades.
Attackers cover the diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It's also in contrast to the last time Penta set this up, which was, it was more of actually the staff area and open area defense that was a little more shocking as to how much map control Penta were surrendering topside. Big thing here for Penta is you can't lose your cool, and honestly, you want to be able to run this back a little bit more. Valkyrie can be spotted now by Mario on the drone as someone will hop on it and it'll illuminate and reveal its position a little more than it already was, and I believe that was an Evil Eye placed on a pillar in main lobby that will also be disintegrated in a heartbeat by the impact of Ramu.
All right, boss, what are you doing? I don't know whether there's an Evil Eye all the way out inside of lobby. Little questionable, at least on that utility usage, but again, it could be something whereas if they don't see it, then it comes up big later on. But sadly, they will see that as the first logic bomb will go off from Waka. As you can hear it ringing inside of Smoke's pocket, being played by Hungry. As Mario will try to get some aggression going upstairs, but it won't be him to start things off. It'll be Waka, as Blaz will find his grave. It is all left up to Hungry upstairs, as he will hard rotate out of the janitor's closet.
You also had enemy creeping his way up the south stairs as well, waiting for any other engagements to push down the stock hallway, but none such. So the cameras will get hacked, which will also be pretty influential. One Evil Eye remaining, and I believe a couple Valkyrie cameras left standing. Many of them are in the objective. It'll provide free intel for anyone who wants to hop on that. Slight issue with that is that everyone's alive for Nora-Rengo, so no one's really going to be sitting on camp for the entirety of the push. The thermite charge successful onto the Teller's wall will blast it wide open. And it looks like Nora-Rengo have successfully transitioned into a site take, and they have more than a minute to burn out utility.
Penta going to have to try and make a play on main lobby, and that's not the way you want to start it off. Hungary going to get taken down. No more Toxic Babes in the hand of the defense as Ramu will put him down. It's all left up to Revan with a little bit of denial of his own. He's got a Nitro cell, but it's not going to make any contact at all with the offense. Only real man that can make an effect on this left alive is going to be Enemy. It all depends on what he can do on this rotate, but it might be too little too late. Revan's going to come up huge with 2, as he will put 2 of Nora-Rengo's players down, but Waka going to get the refrag. It's all left up to Enemy, as he will find Waka. So 2v1 in favor of Nora-Rengo. Enemy has a bunch of goo mines, as his last impact will be used to make a rotate over on the other end of the site, as he will try and hold down the door. 15 seconds left. Plant starting to go down from Ramu, as a stun will come out. He's trying so hard to see if he can cut off this rotate. Will he win the gunfight? Yes, Mario's going to go down. It's Enemy in a 1 versus 1 with Ramu. Will he win the gunfight? Initial take, and no! Ramu going to put Enemy down, and it'll be yet another offensive round won by the Japanese squad.
Game down to the end there, man. Revan in a 1v3. He's able to bring it down to a 1v1, just losing out in the end at the final second. I hate you. He's doing the hand gesture thing, looking directly into my eyes, and
sometimes you gotta stare into Flynn's eyes, guys. Sometimes you just gotta stare into him.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Hey, you know what? There's a roadmap in there. I'm reading. Oh my goodness.
Well, Penta going back to staff in open area.
Penta might need to see that roadmap.
That's a tough call. Again, a 6-pick off the dock onto the Valkyrie for Revan. And a 6-pick off the Dokkaebi. Has actually been doing quite well for Nora-Rengo, honestly. The Dokkaebi seems to be throwing Penta off. Just the phone calls and also the hacking of the cameras. There's been people isolated and left out and taken down on the roam. That's the one thing Nora-Rengo has been going well for them right now, is their roam clear on bank, dominating, suffocating. It is so incredibly powerful right now.
They actually have 3 separate players with 6 kills through 5 rounds, which is incredible. I mean, Raisel really just doing his work on his drones, and I mean, that's really all he needs to do. It's proving very, very effective with the amount of information that he's getting for his offensive counterparts. But Penta,
10 seconds left.
I mean, really not finding much of anything on bank currently.
5 seconds
and
remaining.
it may or may not just be a caster's curse for Flynn, but I definitely feel that we are going the full distance yet again, ladies and gentlemen. We will see that last map.
It looks like we're going 3, let's be real.
Yeah.
Although I've said that.
If there's one thing that people love to tell us, is we're the most realistic about things. It's like,
so
yeah,
I said that. The first game today, which was Fnatic against Reciprocity, at least on the Bravo stream here, every single game was either a 4-2 or a 5-1 lead, and then they all basically went the distance. It was 38 out of a possible 45 rounds.
oh my goodness.
So a 4-1 split, I mean, if Penta can pull this round back and get it to 4-2, by all means, it's not out of reach, especially with how dominating the attack has been. I imagine Penta will be quite similar in their attacking as well.
Take that, people that think it's a defensive meta. Aha, as the offense will have damn near 4 straight. They've only lost once, and that defensive round really just, they didn't have anything. Their issue was they slowed down. Speaking of slowing down, Mario's heartbeat's going to completely stop as Revan removes life from his body. That will be the Ashe off the board for the offense. As it seems to me that Penta might be bringing it back. They haven't had the initial frag in quite a long time.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. The Penta have been on their back foot for the majority of Bank, whether they won the round or not. They haven't really started off the hottest in the round, so a good opening pick there for Revan to try and turn the tide back in their favor. And you see Waka ripping open CEO right now, just disintegrating the floorboards, trying to find an angle onto anyone playing inside of Tellers and Archives, but Blaz will tack on, and suddenly, I believe this is the first significant man advantage that Penta has had in a couple rounds since their first victorious round downstairs in Lockers and Archives. So, a 3v5 to work out of for Nora-Rengo. You still have a lot of soft destruction, and Raisel still with thermite charges left. It is doable, but time ticking away is their biggest enemy.
In this open area site, not having too much play is actually PENTA is probably the team that plays this the most. They actually do favor this over most of their other sites. They're very, very competent on this particular site. Nora-Rengo, though, picking it apart pretty prominently. That nade will make contact with Hungry, and yet another one. Waka doubling down on nade kills right now as he will full send it into the kitchen, sledging open the door as he will put bullets in the backside of enemy. It's only going to take one bullet, ladies and gentlemen. Enemies on 1 health. As Waka will send it into sight, and he's opening it up even more as Revan will hit the dirt as well. Ray still starting to get the diffuser down, and it's just the Waka show as Waka will finally be taken down by Sir Boss. Can Sir Boss bring this back? It's all in a 1v1. They basically have even health, ladies and gentlemen, both from the FBI. It's Thermite versus Castle. As Thermite is going to play the long game. He'll hold that tight angle over the diffuser, and Sir Boss is going to have to peek right into it. Will he be able to win it? No! Raysil comes up when it counts. As you can see, that energy and the hand movement by Nora-Rengo. That the camera eye contact is the best part.
It's so serious.
He literally just stares at it.
They deadpan stare at the camera, and then they have their fun.
Japanese dab.
Dude, I don't get it, but
I don't know.
Hey, it's working for him on bank right now. Currently up 5-1 at the split. They'll head to the defensive side. Yeah.
Maybe PENTA just needs to start doing the hand movement. They'll come back.
Maybe.
Just gotta do it.
Is that the secret?
They're just.
Are Nora-Rengo going to take that hand movement gesture with the deadpan eye contact into the camera all the way to the grand finals?
They could. They really could. No, the key of victory is making the llama do the hand movement. That's what they need. Doesn't have very long legs, especially that particular llama, but you could probably get it done. A little inside the box action, you know? There you go. So you guys can see the llama right there. That llama's been with them for quite a long time as well.
I don't like that 6-pick. Hungry was on the Jackal, which has been doing wonders for Papilia on the side of Nora-Rengo, and Hungry's going to 6-pick the Montaigne.
Well,
I get that Montaigne is still pretty strong right now, but Jackal on bank, I mean, they could have...
Name a better duo. Name a better duo. Jackal on bank.
Yeah. I mean, how the Montaigne works out, because that's a completely different beast that I haven't seen all day. I haven't seen a single Montaigne all day. So
I've seen a handful, but...
Waiting to see how that turns
10
out.
seconds remaining.
Seems like the shield play is down compared to Pro League. I've seen a lot more
5 seconds left.
shield play in bank compared to right now.
God. I particularly despise casting shield play because just like he can't get shot in his face, man. Gosh. But Hungry gonna allocate to the Monty, and Monty's main mantra is just that he's literally a wall that you can't get through, and he's just going to stare at you, constantly ping you until somebody on his team either wall bangs you or catches an angle off of the shield and puts you down. We'll see if that is exactly what they're going to try and do with him. And we have seen some aggressive Monties in the past that just drop their shield and peek things, but honestly, of all the people on PENTA that would do it, I feel like Hungry would do it. I really do.
Well, it's going to be a mentality game here for PENTA. Can you keep the morale high, even down 5-1, to try and facilitate a comeback and wrap this up in 2, or are we going to require all 3 maps? Mario currently pinned in the back of server right behind the rack, and that's an easy cutoff for Sir Boss, as it was Hungry up in his face, and there was anything Mario could do about that, and absorbing even more ammunition from the side of Nora-Rengo will be the full shield of Hungry, so shield's working out so Oh, baby Waka just tapping the pixel angle, and Sir Boss will put his face directly in the doorway and surrender his life for it, leaving Hungry alone currently. He's got enemies drone to accompany him momentarily, but for the time being, Hungry is alone, just a shield and an objective that there's not a lot anything on Nora-Rengo can do about it.
Boss, I hate to tell you, but you know that bullets to your face kill you? It's a crazy concept, I know. You can't eat them. They are not chips. Not edible.
Thermite charge from enemy will bust open the default plant wall, and now there's a little bit more of a stacking in towards server to try and get this plant down. And it wasn't even actually the default plant wall, it's the opposite wall looking directly at where a mirror window could be, yet there is none.
Mirror actually banned out on this map, I do believe. Remember correctly?
Mirror and Echo ban.
Definitely not a surprise at all. Revan Going to find one of his own on Ramu. And it looks like this might just be the offense show for both of these teams, as PENTA is looking 10 times better on this offensive take right now. Getting rid of the toxic babes as time ticks down slowly. Hungry just waiting his time, just biding his time, waiting to try and get this diffuser down. His enemy will begin planting behind him. There's going to be absolutely nothing to try and stop him, except a nitro cell. As Waka and Reza will both find kills respectively onto two separate PENTA players. Revan going to go on to rotate, as well as Blaz will continue to try and hold down Hatch, but somebody has to pick up the mantle of the diffuser holder. And the bad news is there's really no safe place to plant anymore. All they have to do is peek him, as he's going to try and go for the safest possible spot. But oh my goodness, Blaz is going to find Waka, and this might be winnable here. The plan's going to go down, and he's actually going to hop out of it. And oh my goodness, it's so close. It's going to be down to the wire, and he's going to have to try and plant it. No. Pop just gonna hop inside, find his kill, and no, actually. Sophia gonna hop off of that one. And yet again, Nora-Rengo gonna pick up yet another round on Bank. 6-1.
I'm surprised at two things. I'm surprised that Hungry didn't walk in front of that nitro cell to try and block it from reaching enemies.
He backed up
on the plant. And then number two, I'm surprised that that nitro cell didn't destroy the toxic bay that then detonated and finished the downed enemy.
I think they went off
at
the exact same time. Yeah.
It looked like they both flew in at the same time. I was just surprised that the explosion didn't take out the toxic babe. Although, I mean, enemy was downed. It could have been an easy cleanup for anyone there. But it's Nora-Rengo currently. Match point on Bank. Going to go back to the shield play. Will be Hungry on PENTA. Backs against the wall, at least on map number 2, but they do have a 1-map buffer. Although 6-1, it'll be PENTA having to run a gauntlet to get back just to overtime for a chance to clean this up in 2. Or for my 3rd time of the day, we'll go to 3 maps.
Honestly, from a pure competitive standpoint,
yeah, it's the best case scenario.
Do you think that possibly the best idea for PENTA would it be just cut their losses and take this to the last map? Or do you think it is even worth trying to fight their way back into this map and expending all of that energy to try and win Bank at a 6-1 deficit?
I mean, we have seen so many incredible runbacks of many different scenarios and many different tournaments. You never want to count yourselves out. You never want to give up on a map. I get what you're saying, because you don't, like, it's been a long day. Like, it is late. These guys have been here all day. Like, people who are playing, like, teams who are playing now at the end of the day have been here since the morning.
Been here since 10 a.m.
So I understand where you're coming from about, you know, it's been a long, grueling day. This has been a long, grueling match. Should you just kind of concede it when you're down 6-1 and try and just move on and face forward onto map 3, but you never know. You strike a little bit of momentum, you get a little hot, and all of a sudden it's a different ballgame, and you might be able to walk away with this with 2, and you definitely don't want to look back with the regret of maybe if we just stuck with it, because if they lose map 3, that's going to be one of the talking points.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. I'm just asking just because that actually has been a talk just amongst friends and other people, really. If you are down that far, do you want to expend the energy to try and fight it back? And that was my main focal point as well. Speaking of which, all it takes is an ember, Flynn, to try and light a fire, and that's exactly what PENTA's going to do right now. They're going to take down both respective ACOGs. The Sass brothers, or excuse me, the Figgin operators, both going to go down. Both of the French and Blaz going to find one of his own as well. And that's going to be Waka taken off the board. 3 people riding the bench right now for Nora-Rengo, and it's all left up to Racel, as well as Bandits, as Rama will find Blaz. That means no more Jackal for the offense, but there's always been so much damage done to Nora-Rengo, as Racel's going to take quite the gunfight at range, even though he does have that extended barrel on.
Down to about 30 HP is Racel, and Ramu taking, you know, wow, whiffing a lot of shots towards the opponent. Actually, he didn't land a single bullet onto the member of PENTA playing at the rooftop over by Square Stairs.
Oh,
Sir Boss will cut down Ramu on a flank. It's just Racel left alone on 20 HP, and he'll duck his way into the janitor closet, make himself a punch hole, and they light it up. Revan reads him like a book. And that'll be Racel falling. It was actually a push in from behind from Revan as he came to the janitor door and just saw him He actually did
He
not.
thought he was a
even
dead
see
body.
it. You guys should have seen
Yep.
that kill cam. That was
Jess is laughing. He actually shot. He was on the door of janitor when he killed the castle.
Yes.
So he literally peeked in. He was laying on the ground, and he just thought it was a dead body. It actually happens more often than not, to be honest. Which is, it happens. But honestly, really glad that we had that conversation prior to what's happening right now, because this definitely could be a full-on run back by Penta.
you never know. You never know.
Every round is the start of something.
I mean, it looked like Penta were in dominating control on the attack downstairs as well, up until that Nitro Cell came out from Waka. I mean, little better hatch control next time, looking down towards that red hall, because that wall had been just completely disintegrated.
It was really good right up until everyone died.
Yeah, it was really good up until one person died, which was the Shield of Hungary.
Yeah,
After that, all the cover for the plant died, and
I mean, even on their defensive set on that exact same site, it was good right up until someone died. Like, I feel like Penta and Bank is having an issue with how to disperse pressure amongst their players. I mean, it seems like they have their main focal point that they're trying to attack, but if it doesn't really go their way initially, like, okay, we're just going to alleviate that, try and go somewhere else, but we're not going to maintain anybody there. And Nora-Rengo is just capitalizing on top of that, and is just completely running one way with it, which so far, so good for them. Because after Oregon, I was kind of scared on if Nora-Rengo was showing up or not.
they've definitely shown up thus far on Bank, only requiring one more round to lock things out. The Montaigne of Hungary will make a return for the third consecutive round as Penta look to try and run this back from the depths of a 6-1 deficit. It's going to be tough, don't get me wrong, but you've got Nora-Rengo away from their preferred bomb site of the basement momentarily, at least for this round. They'll be allowed to head down next round. Clearly CEO not the safest option for Nora-Rengo based on last round's performance. So, alternating to tellers and archives now are Nora-Rengo. And the Jackal ping's coming out. There we go. So we keep the Montaigne, but we also keep the Jackal. We lose the Zofia. There's no...
Not a bad trade-off.
I mean, there's no Evil Eyes. There's no Maestro. So you're definitely better off here with the Jackal and the utility on that, especially with having 4 smokes now. Just an opportunity in case you want to go for that smoke plan over by the right teller's door.
Yeah, and there's no Maestro to try and see through that either. They might have a bulletproof cam up just due to the fact that they do have Waka on the field as Doc, but it just depends on where the placement of that was. Still a lot of time on the board for the offense as they initiate their upstairs attempt, try and alleviate some of that pressure. And there is that bulletproof cam, ladies and gents. Waka is the only one on defense that can have one of those, so that is going to be his respectively. And Mario gonna find a kill of his own onto Revan to start things off for the defense. They've been so good at getting initial frags so far on Bank.
Waka gonna overheal himself for this engagement against Sir Boss as he hits the deck and holds the prone angle directly where Sir Boss's head would meet if he crossed, but he crouches out of the way just in time. Mario with another one though onto enemy as he will fall, and it's quickly all falling apart now for Penta. Bringing one back now is Blas, but Racel trades him immediately out. Trying to ADS, Waka will shred down Hungary. It's just Sir Boss left alone now in a 1v4, being collapsed upon by multiple defenders, all surrounding him from Banana. The quick peeks coming out now from Waka back and forth, and Waka will close it out with the P9 in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to map number 3 between Nora-Rengo and Penta.
I mean, would you have it any other way?
No.
Would you have it
this
any
is
other way?
honestly, this is the best possible outcome between these two teams.
Yeah, I honestly didn't expect anything less when I saw them.
No.
I did not expect... I would definitely not expect anything less from that. I think the only thing I expected was a little bit closer on map round count. But, I mean, 7-2 is definitely nothing to shake your head at. Nora-Rengo is definitely here to play.
Yeah, and I mean, 7-4 on Oregon for Penta, 7-2 for Nora-Rengo. On Bank, they both get their maps, and we go on to the decider.
Hey, I mean, it's been a hell of a game so far. I mean, Nora-Rengo definitely being able to change up from the other end of things, from the other end of Oregon, where they really were not finding too much success, finally able to bring it back on Bank. which, was fantastic. Really good showing right there. Had a great roam presence as well as they're on the offensive side of things. Had a great roam clear, especially playing into a lot of things that PENTA were trying to do. For instance, with that blue hole that they had on the staircase, Nora-Rengo completely dissolved that entire situation. But we do have some replays for you from Bank, so we will be showing you right now.
And then, yeah, it's been, like you said, it was an interesting contrast. Interesting contrast between Oregon and Bank. As
Stroking out over there, buddy. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Just the difference in the roaming game and the roaming potential for Nora-Rengo on Oregon was clearly stunted versus Bank, which was an entirely different story for Nora-Rengo. Tale of two maps.
I mean, honestly, we just saw a difference in the Japanese squad, really. I mean, their presence inside of Oregon was just not there. Waka wasn't showing up. They really just didn't have any pressure across the board. It really was just after that tactical timeout, they pick up those 4 rounds, and then immediately after that, PENTA just comes back and cleans up everything that they had prior. I mean, 7-4, nothing coming to fruition after PENTA finally got their head back in the game.
So we head into the decider map, which should be coastline? Consulate? Coastline?
Border?
Border?
We're professionals here, ladies and gents.
It is border.
Border. Hey.
Right, there we go. Border. I just guessed, man.
Oh,
a long
man.
day.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to fault either of us.
Wow, border between Oregon
Yeah.
Bank border. What a lineup.
What a lineup.
These two teams, man.
There's only one DLC map in the entire lineup.
Huh.
Yeah.
Border.
That's going to be pretty crazy because Border,
wild, man.
Border is very good for just aggression because you can get onto site from basically outside everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, the only site that you technically speaking can't get on a site from is ventilation. But it's literally, well, actually, no, because you can hop right into ventilation and plant. Yeah, so literally every single site you can get to from the main area, so from the outside area. So, makes for a lot of aggression, a lot of aggressive plays. But as we will be sending this right over to a little bit of a commercial break for you guys. We'll be seeing you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching.
My name is Sunshine Kim. I'm from South Korea. I work as a concert artist. It's overwhelming to be celebrated this way. I never pictured myself to be an important community member before. If there's one wish that I have, I wish maybe through my little doodles, maybe I want people to appreciate those creators who brought these amazing characters to us. And Invitational is not just to watch Pro League games, it's to celebrate the entire community. I am super excited to go to Invitational. Yeah, it's my first time. I haven't been to previous ones. I'm very excited too.
Yes, I made it a habit to play a couple of Teons before a match, and I usually eat some chocolate as well before. Enemy always makes jokes about basically everybody in the team. I would say hungry, because whenever he gets the chance to use his phone to listen to music, listen to loud music, it's very annoying. I started playing in Year 1 Season 2, and the teamwork and the competitiveness made me addictive to Siege, and I very quickly realized that it will become an esport game. I definitely prefer tea, but sometimes I drink an energy drink. I like the taste, but it's not good for the body. So, well, gonna spend some for the celebration, and the rest is for savings. I think they're powerful because they're really good at fragging, and that's why I think they're showing up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking to get underway with our decider map, the last map of the entire day of group stage.
Oh, man.
It's been a long
Can you say it
journey.
again, please?
Last map of group stage.
Oh, thank God.
For day one. And then we got to do it all again tomorrow.
All again tomorrow, and this time I gotta wake up early.
Yeah.
Why did I
am
elect to
not
do
starting
this?
Things off tomorrow. You got to sleep in today.
Yeah, but then I elected to cast the last match when I could have just went home and went to bed.
Yep.
Why did I want to cast with you? That was a terrible idea.
Wanted to help Emzo.
Yeah, you know, I really did do it for Emzo. I'd never do it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Cider map is going to be Border. If you're just joining us, map number 1 was Oregon. It went 7-4 in the favor of Penta. Map number 2 was Bank. It went 7-2 in the favor of Nora-Rengo. We now head to Border, a map that I'm honestly very excited to see between these two teams, simply because of, like you said, the aggression that is possible on Border. Both of these teams have not looked, like they are scared to take a gunfight at any point in time. And I just kind of want to see fireworks between these two teams.
Yeah, especially with both of the respective maps going their way.
Yep.
I mean, the main thing here is going to be that Border was not the map that either of them chose. So there should be a pretty even playing field coming into this. And personally, I've never seen Nora-Rengo play Border, ever. So
I know I have. I just can't remember the last time.
I can't remember. I'm not even going to try because I know for a fact that I have not seen Nora-Rengo play Border. It might have even been last season finals. They played Border.
Against Rogue?
Yeah. I don't really know. But
I don't remember.
Yeah, the main thing here is that Border is kind of a catalyst for super aggressive play. There's some creative things you can do on Border, but there's a lot of verticality, which is the main thing that everyone loves to talk about, as we will be finally jumping into our last map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Penta, it's Nora-Rengo, as they're going to reign in day number 1 of Invitational Group Stage.
Group D, at least the first day of Group D, will be decided at the conclusion of this map, and we'll finally be able to sign off and conclude the first day. It's been a long one. We've been going for, actually, what time is it now? It is 10:30. So we have at least been on this channel live for 13 hours.
What a good time.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Lots of games, lots of long games, lots of maps, lots of VODs to watch.
Oh, thank God we have chairs this time around to sit in when we cast, because otherwise my feet would literally fall off. You would have to put me in a stretcher to get me on the bus. 100%.
Well, Glaz and Habana are going to be the bans on Border, so the identical attacking operator bans, and actually we're 3 for 3 as far as matching Bank so far. And now if they ban out the Echo, we'll go 4 for 4. Identical bans between the two maps. That was a quick one from Nora. Makes me feel like it's going to be an Echo. Hey, would you look at that? We are 4 for 4. What was banned on Oregon? I think Habana was banned on Oregon as well.
You're asking me to think, and it's like 10:30.
I just wanted to see if we had the same bans through all 3 maps. But
No, it wasn't. There was an adjustment. I believe they actually banned out Ying. They banned out Ying on Oregon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
No Ying ban on Border though, and that could
surprising.
definitely punish them because Hungary is one of the most notorious Ying mains in all of Pro League. The other one that people love to talk about was Super. Super no longer with Rogue. He's actually down in CO with Elephant Gang in North America. But Hungary going to be playing his most proficient operator, Ying, the Candela-wielding op that can stun absolutely everyone and has special glasses. Those glasses aren't just for looks, ladies and gentlemen, to where she can see through her own stuns. Such a prominent operator in the right hands.
Well, it's going to be an Armory Lockers and Archives defense to start things off for Nora-Rengo. Big shock. I'm really surprised by that. That's real meta shifting right there.
I don't think I've heard you put more sarcasm into words in my entire life. But hey, I will say though, they are getting a little creative with this. They are going to be holding down CCTV. This really is just preference between teams. There's some teams that really don't like it because you can get isolated very easily if the team knows what they're doing. Otherwise, it can actually be very proficient in trying to handle the pressure the offense is trying to put on the offense.
Especially with a Ying in play. Like, I know Papilli is playing Jaeger. I know there's an ADS set up inside of CCTV. However, we have seen too many Ying clears of CCTV solo in our days to think that one ADS is really going to stop him and he can be burnt out. But easily. Sir Boss's drone is going to get slapped right back at him, but all the now just all the ammunition trading back and forth and not connecting on any intended target, as it's this 75% hold, as our co-caster Kickstar would like to say, inside of CCTV, and a little bit of break room, but it looks like PENTA are completely ignoring it for the time being, and Serbas will take almost half of his health taken away from him in a couple shots from Papillia, and again, this nice little prone peek hole there from Papillia, playing inside of the cubby, inside of CCTV, will try to do his best, at least being a nuisance.
Very smart angle. He punched out the back end and then just made a tight little spread of bullet holes. And it's going to be very difficult to see from the other end of the hallway. But Racel will find Sir Boss in the process of us speaking words. It's a tactical. Excuse me. As Revan will find Racel, and Blaz is going to find one of his own. The diffuser will start to go down, but Waka will find Hungry trying to climb his way onto the bus. Papillia, though, will find Blaz, and Ramu going to find one of his own, as enemy is left all alone over here in Archives. So 1v2 situation. It's the Fragmite versus 2, and he's going to have to try and find these kills. The diffuser is down. There's plenty of time left. PENTA being quite aggressive, as he will get found by Ramu, chilling inside of the office.
Oh, we're changing up the hand signals now, are we?
Oh man, it's a blowfish. I don't know.
At least they're having fun, man.
Hey,
like,
man.
I can't knock it.
You can't knock them, man. You can't knock them. That's
guys are all stars.
It's really keeping us alive. I can tell you that. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. We're honing your guys' energy and we're using it for our own. So we appreciate it over here on the caster desk. But Hungry will be picking up the Ying once again, trying to keep the mantle alive, trying to keep that fire burning in the fireplace at least. But right now, nothing really coming of it. He really didn't even show his face that last round at all, and he's actually going to go through with it as well. He's just going to show on his full face. No six pick, no nothing. He's like, hey, guess what? I'm bringing it.
Well, one of the biggest errors there in that round for PENTA was really just jumping the gun. You saw they identified that there was a CCTV hole. They identified that they did not want to screw with it, and they all go for a full site rotation over to the Archives push. However, they don't wait for the wall to get breached open because there's an impact hole, like there's a weird rotation that they're dealing with, but it looked like they walked into a situation that was completely alien to them. They had no foresight on. They just wanted to send it towards Archives, and they were repelled quite handedly. You saw Waka peeking out the locker sandwich window. Another one had died previously on that same window earlier on. And then it all just kind of fell apart on the site push. Great plays from Papillia as well on the Jaeger last time around, playing inside of CCTV. The first, he was just doing a little bit of damage to anyone crossing at the top of these stairs, and then looking in through the back fountain holes that were pre-made for everyone playing inside of CCTV to try and repel any kind of aggression in towards fountain. So a good setup there. A little quick on the gun there. We're PENTA, so I imagine they'll try and drone things out and take things a little more, just traditionally, step by step. Make sure you hit all your progressions and don't overlook anything really, because Nora-Rengo have been hot at countering a lot of these mistakes that are being made by PENTA so far in this best of 3.
Yeah, they really haven't taken anything too leisurely. PENTA has been punished quite often, as you said. We'll see if that's going to happen again, because last time, at 1 minute and 40 seconds, practically everybody on PENTA was already dead. As the first Kandala will rain inside of Fountain, and soft destruction will start up with the breaching charges on Hungry. So we are going to be taking the downstairs site. This is going to be Ventilation Workshop being played by the defense currently. Now, Mercia already picked up by the offense, so no more Bandit, no more Nitro Cell, possibly Waka jiggle peeking as much as possible on 90 hallway. Hungry going to find one of his own though. This is starting to fall into PENTA's favor.
Prone peek hole here coming out from Waka, and Papillia will claim his first victim into Sir Boss, but he's lost a lot of HP in the process. Bloss though, well, what a shot by Waka as he shuts down Bloss. Still over inside a break room, and he's retreating backwards now. Revan not going to pull the trigger on the pre-fire, and it looked like he almost might have connected with Waka's head as the reticle of Zakog lined up perfectly just for a moment on that rotation. But now you still have top control to worry about for Papillia and Waka. Racel still holding down site. Pat, So it's Penta, and initially in a 5v3, now down to a 3v3 to try and work their way through and convert into a site take. Looks like Enemy has made his way into the bathroom hallway with Revan close behind in main lobby. Try and push into this bathroom wall take.
Waka's so proficient with those murder holes that he's been making throughout this entire match. I mean, he uses those very, very well, applying pressure from almost undiscovered angles people really aren't used to. Kintala is going to rain down inside of sight, though, as Hungry is going to do what he does best, get aggressive onto sight with those flashes, and he's going to find yet another one, ladies and gentlemen. Waka will meet his fate. It's all left up to Raisel as he tries to find the diffuser, and he will. Default plant spot going to get taken down by Raisel. Enemy not alive for too much longer. It's all left up to Hungry as he's going to try and hunt down Raisel up top, but Raisel's going to play out his life, and no, Raisel will actually put Hungry down as well. So much aggression out from Hungry, but it will come to no avail as the hand signals come out once again from Nora-Rengo.
Yo, who is the dude on the end? Who is the guy on the end for Nora-Rengo? Because that man is not having it. He is not having it. Everyone else in the squad is hyped up with the hand signals. That dude is just, he's in the zone right now.
I think that's Raisel, isn't it, with the red hair?
It's either, I think it's either Raisel or Ramu. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I forget from the lineup from this game.
APAC is so hard. Where's James when you need him, man? God.
Yeah, really.
James, we need you. Oh, man.
Just like Bank, it's Nora-Rengo off to an extremely hot start. Up 2-0 in quite the dominating fashion thus far. Heading now to their third defensive site in 3 rounds. They'll like to go to customs and supply room as opposed to bathroom tellers as a tertiary objective. It's kind of interesting. We've seen like a healthy split between bathroom tellers and customs and supply room as far as what that tertiary site is going to be. At least for Nora-Rengo, it's going to turn out to be customs. No mirror at their disposal, and they're not electing to bring a castle either for a top hold, so it looks like they're going to try and play this a little more fluid with constant rotations between Armory and CCTV. Where are these Valkyrie cameras going?
Narnia. That's where they're going.
Oh, yeah, but are they useful?
Hey,
they were looking like they were going to hit.
That's for later. Right now, we know that he threw them into orbit. That's really what we know. They're gone as far as we're concerned, really. But going to be yet again another aggressive take by the offense. Pre-fires coming out. Sirboss not going to make any contact with anybody, but Enemy will start to clear upstairs with his drone, as he will find some enemy contacts inside of the armory area. Sirboss will do his Boy Scout best to try and apply some pressure upstairs, as Hungary will be right behind him with those Gandalas.
Waka trying to hold out, and you see him going for those jiggle peaks over and over and over again. It seems to be working out for him. He's trying to get a little more aggressive on these gameplays. And like we've been saying off rip, all we've ever heard from anybody this weekend is how great the mechanics are for Nora-Rengo, and Mario showing off at Metal Detector, whipping out the pistol, but he immediately be traded out by Blaz, looking down towards the stairs, and Waka's still 100 HP. You can see all the ADSs stacked, supporting Waka in his onslaught, at least the repelling of that, and Ramu's still holding CCTV.
With a notion that I touched on earlier, Waka plays very much for himself with his information, which is fantastic. He does such a good job on gaining information for himself. That black eye placement over on the other end is more than likely going to be able to keep him alive. The only issue right now is that he does not know that Hungry's inside of Sandwich. Nitro's not going to come out, and Hungry's going to hop out the window. He's going to take a little bit of damage, but he will be able to maintain his life. Minute 15 seconds left as Waka will rotate over to CCTV. Raisel going to find Blaz, though. No more buck as Ramu will pop a couple shots. Revan going to find one of his own onto Papa, as it will be all up to Waka and his 2 compadres on site, as he will try and maintain this pressure upstairs.
Raisel moving down to bottom metal and now holding main lobby. We wait for the site execute to come out from Penta, and this is a difficult situation. You still have Hungry on the Ying, who had to bail immediately out of the locker sandwich window inside of Armory. Now Thermite charge coming out from Enemy onto the non-bandited wall. They'll open up the wooden barricade, but oh, there goes Waka on the flank, shutting down Enemy inside of main lobby. That's diffuser gone as he tried to retreat out of passport check. Hungry trying to crouch his way in, silently maneuvering in. Candela's coming out as he triggers a Legion Mine inside of the small office, but he still nails the shot under Rachel. He's got complete sight control now, but no one has the diffuser. It's still inside of main lobby. Reverend trying to retrieve it, but no, Waka's still covering inside of main lobby. He'll hit the deck. It's a 2v1, and Ramu will clean things up. Nora-Rengo up 3-0.
Nora-Rengo. Fantastic round once again. More hand signals. The hand signals are the key to victory, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just needs to come up with their own hand signals as a team. And, I mean, Nora-Rengo really showing up right now. I mean, over the last 2 maps, quick math, 10 rounds to 2. 10 rounds to 2. That is not something to turn your nose up to. Nora-Rengo really showing up right now. And it's mainly prevalent in the fact that Penta's trying to apply so much pressure early on, and they're able to combat that so well. Waka is playing his life out so well upstairs, and he's playing with his own information. He's the man getting his own information for himself. That's incredible. That's incredible to me.
My biggest problem right now is that Penta, they start out as a group, but what it always comes down to is 1v1s. They always disperse, and they're always taking a 1v1 engagement. In every single gunfight so far on this map, it's been a 1v1, and you cannot do that against Nora-Rengo. I think we said it about 50 times so far this match. Nora-Rengo have been called some of the most gifted mechanical players in the world by other pro players here this weekend. That's all we've heard. And you're trying to take 1v1s against them? I get that Hungry's trying to utilize the utility aspect as well with the Candelas, but you're getting outplayed on that part. You gotta start to group up a little bit more and start to really try and play for the trades or play for the 2v1s on crossfires. Take the bait, but push them into an angle that is beneficial to you. They're walking straight into Nora-Rengo's arms across the map right now.
Yeah, and Penta has the ability to really clean up that solo play. We've seen them play as a team before.
Oh my God.
Hello? What? Hey guys, remember we're talking about mechanical skill. Waka is going to kill Blaz. All the way outside! Enemy! Going to meet his maker, Waka! Who is this man? Oh my goodness! You can't do that to people! Oh my God!
Throws all 3 Valk Cams out towards the west entrance and picks up both Blaz and Enemy, and those are the 1v1s that Waka wants to take.
What a madman.
Hitting nothing but clean shots.
Attackers
Well, a minute in, it's a 3v5 for Penta to work their way out of with no breach and no soft destruction other than Sir Boss's remote detonated charges. We got Revan with diffuser in hands right now, and the only smokes available to the team. This is probably gonna have to turn out to an all-out rush. I'd imagine Archives. I don't imagine them trying to contest through the armory door with no possibility of breaching the wall.
Penta isn't even in the passenger seat right now on this map. They're in the back of the bus. They're the farthest from the driver's seat they can possibly be, and Waka is capitalizing on that. I mean, just click heads, forehead. I mean, really, that's it. I mean, the MPX is not good at range. All you gotta do is hit him in the head, and Waka really proving how prevalent he is in this gun skill.
Well, this is a key fact here. I thought the armory wall had been fully reinforced, but instead they left the right panel soft once again. So that affords Sir Boss some maneuverability here, and he's able to ash it open. But now Waka dropping to the deck and heading to ventilation with a nitro cell in hand. He's not going to be taking those primary engagements anymore. He's going to leave that to the rest of the team, and he's prepping the doors to see if anyone goes for the rappel. But it's a 3-man stack currently for Penta as they try to push their way in through the armory wall. It's out of CCTV, and there go the Candelas from Hungry, launching him out, and he's going to rush straight through the hole that his Ash had made. 2 blind, trying to go for 3. Hungry will get them all. Looking in for 4. Hungry, he gets the Hungry! Hungry, you are absolutely wild, and Penta bring one back.
Oh my goodness, there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, that you ban Ying away from this man, and you're gonna see it right there. So prevalent, can bring them all the way back from the depths of hell. And wow, what a round right there. Literally, all of Nora-Rengo is stunned right now. If there is a way to light a fire under the rest of your team, it's putting them in the backpack, and Hungry is gonna put them inside of the backpack of Ying.
So, Kix has a very famous 8-second ace from
a very, very long time ago, very early in the day in a ranked game. I'd like to know the amount of time that ace took, because there's no way it was
wasn't
more
an ace,
than 10
actually.
seconds.
It was 4K.
It was-
That kill on the
5.
archives was not his.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Roll back. It's 8, baby.
It was an ace?
It was an ace.
Okay, I'll believe you. I believe you.
He hit the 1 tap as soon as the head peeked the corner.
I thought I thought Rev behind him got it.
Yeah. All I saw was Hungry in the kill feed.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'd like to know the time on that, though.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was probably one of the fastest Pro League aces I've ever seen.
If there's one man that literally just feeds off of chaos, it's Hungry. Like, he's like, all right, I caused this mess with my Candalas, now I'm gonna shoot everybody in the head. Ha ha ha. Just, yeah, that's really it.
I'd also like to say I stood up so quick on that one.
He almost broke the desk.
I
It was very
almost
close.
broke the desk,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was very close. He actually knocked my monitor over.
I knocked my monitor over, too.
Yeah, we honestly, for the tail end of that, we could not see what happened. We just heard Hungry kill things, and we're like, oh, that's an ace! Like, oh man. If they have that on tape later, I'm sure that ESL or Ubisoft will release that so you guys can
That's what I
try and
want.
knock
I
that
would
over.
love to see like some clips posted on Twitter of us just losing our minds while casting, because it happens way too often.
You and I, even at this point in time, have way too much energy to be paired with each other. It's just not good. Like right there, I know for a fact somebody at home was like, my ears are now bleeding. Rest in peace, headphone users. But that will set the tone
It was
for.
worth it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Tell me that wasn't worth
Yeah,
it.
you guys cannot tell us that was not worth it. I better see that everywhere. I better clip that, Mom. Like, come on. Ridiculous. But if there is a way to set a tone for the rest of the map, it will be that clutch from Hungry coming out. Now, they slowed down quite a bit, trying not to get initially fragged by the likes of Waka once again, as Waka will take an aggressive peek. Enemy's going to spot him out. Revan's going to be able to clean that one up. Looks to be that Penta is trying to set a standard for the rest of this map, as they will get the initial frag onto Waka. Now, Papilia inside of CCTV as well will be the last op trying to play in the depths of CC, as Blaz with a 1-tap. You can hear it ring across the entire map, the report of that AUG. As a Kandala will go down inside of CC, and Papilia very smartly will rotate downstairs.
Getting out of dodge ASAP as his supporting cast there of the CCTV hold kind of fell around him. There wasn't really a lot of contention from Nora-Rengo there. There's not a single hit point of damage has been done to the side of Penta. Now they are in the 5v3 advantage. Someone said 6-second ace, by the way. So that's
Wow.
That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. All right. Well, there's a minute remaining in this round, and we'll see if Hungry can recreate a little bit of the success he had from last round. Blaz right now with the AUG.
This is one gun that everyone argues on IQ is not good. I personally love it. I love it over the 5.52 Commando. I think the AUG is a much better weapon with the ACOG as well as the flash hider rocking on the IQ. And he's really showing prevalence with it right now. As again, Nora-Rengo has done so well off of playing off of these little punch holes that they love to make. And he's actually going to light up Rev into a very, very low health margin. But the Kandalas will rain through again. And it's absolute terror by Nora-Rengo as bullets are flying absolutely everywhere. Raisel will go down. It's all left up to Merciu against 4. Revan got to get the plant down, but no, Hungry once again with 2 kills. The man is going absolutely nuclear here on border.
Yeah. Not a lot to add to that one. Round 6, the final round in the first half. It was a 3-0 lead. Stokes is dying. It's a 3-0 lead for Nora-Rengo, now slowly evaporating through the hands as Penta on a resurgence have brought 2 back of their own. Ventilation Workshop with the defensive hold for Nora-Rengo now in their last defensive stand, lest we go overtime on map number 3. Didn't look like we were headed to overtime 2 rounds ago.
No.
Now Penta putting up a much better fight, and Hungary has come alive on the Ying.
Again, with a lot of these teams, it is momentum-based. All it takes is just a little bit of something to light that fire, and a 6-second ace is definitely nothing to turn your nose up to. There's one thing that's going to try and force your team to do better, is you getting a 6-second ace and looking at everybody else and going, hey, where were you? Okay, you're going to let Walker with an MPX at 100 yards take you out? Really? So that really was more or less the fire that lit Penta. And Hungary with 11 kills through 5 rounds. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I think the only margin I've seen as of recent that's been close to that was actually Gotcha at USN on Villa. He had 10 kills through 4 rounds,
10 seconds to
which was
insertion.
ridiculous. Double digits in 4 rounds, disgusting.
5 seconds
Could
left.
we say that Hungary is having fun with Ying? And maybe people
Attackers
should
recovered the
kind of,
bomb
no
defuse.
matter what,
Attackers
auto
check
ban
the
Ying
bomb.
against Hungary.
It's
Don't
kinda,
even give them the option.
It's, look, these kind of bans have went back for a while now, you know, just preference bans. And Ying being not only a prevalent operator in the likes of herself in anybody's hands, but the one man in the world that is arguably the best Ying in the world. You don't take it away from him for one map, and he literally murders your entire team with said operator. That's like playing up against Empire and going, oh, we didn't ban Ashe, and Joystick killed us all.
I wonder why.
Just ban Ying, forehead. Just.
Well, speaking of the Ying, Hungary utilizing one of his breach charges to bust open trip while in office. So Penta alternating the strategy for the offensive take on their last offensive round. They've gone back and forth between an office take and an armory side take through CCTV. They've had mixed success with both on the clear, but again, it's going to come down to Penta. Are they going to get too separated from one another? Or are they going to realize that this 3-man stack inside of office is probably the right call when Waka comes to peek you?
Yeah, I will say the main thing right now, all memes aside, besides, okay, an immediate refrag. Waka going to go down, but Papilia going to find Revan. That will be the Capital as well as the Valkyrie off the board for those respective teams. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that earlier on, Ying really did not have any presence. Hungary had no presence on Ying for those first initial rounds. And now I really feel like it might just be the fact that he doesn't get to play Ying that often anymore, and he really just had to get warmed back up into what he was trying to do. But either way, 3-2 is the scoreline currently, as Penta is trying to bring it back here on border. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last map of the day. As you guys can see at the top of the stream, you see Penta with a light bar as well as Nora-Rengo with a light bar, meaning they both won maps previously, border being our last one. Oregon going 7-4, and Bank going 7-2 respectively.
Well, 4v4, less than a minute to go, and they've got this castle barricade. Really the last line of defense for this bathroom, and it might not hold up better than a napkin, honestly. This looks like it's going to get Ashe charged straight open, and enemy is actually going to be thermiting directly onto the wall that Ramu is playing. No mute jammer at the base anymore. Thermite charge will detonate, so not even needing that bathroom control. And Ramu could honestly just slip his way into the bathroom stall and wait it out and try and come in for a flank, but he's going to hit the deck with the shotgun. Oh, he saw the drone, but he actually didn't spot it. Now here come the Candelas. Hungry rushing in again with the Candelas.
You're going to see him?
Got a guy blind right on his feet. And there goes Ramu. Another man advantage established for Penta. Enemy pushing in to try and get the plant. They have the hatch cover going down, and Mario is able to rip through Blazos. He tries to push through. He's got 2, but Sir Boss will trade out Ray, so they have to go for the diffuser. Papilia just covering inside of Tellers. Ducks inside the doorway. They have to go for the diffuser. There's no time. A great stall out there for Papilia inside of Tellers to not take the engagement until the last possible second. And Nora-Rengo will take the first half, 4-2. Slowly withering away at that momentum that Penta was garnering, and now they will swap sides. Penta will head to the defense, and Nora-Rengo 3 rounds away from headed to a date with evil geniuses tomorrow.
Well, the good news is that there is no Ying on defense, so Nora-Rengo doesn't have to worry about that. That hasn't been added to the game yet. So
there's a smoke, though.
Yeah, there is.
We all know
a
how
smoke.
good Hungary is on smoke, as well as Ying.
I mean, come on. It's Hungary. I mean, that's like looking at a Canadian and being like, okay, what operator are you gonna ban away from the man? He's got like 7. You know what I mean?
True. Well, first defense, just like Nora-Rengo for Penta.
He's got 12 kills.
Armory lockers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little top heavy right now. He's a little top heavy. It's a little top heavy. I can't go much higher than that.
Don't ask how I do it.
I don't want to know.
12-3 though for Hungary. Hell of a scoreline by him. That's a KD of 4. KD of 4 right now on border, which is insane. And we're going to see really what he's going to try and finish out with. That's only through 6 rounds, ladies and gents. That's maintaining a 2-kill average per round, which is absolute insanity. If you're maintaining a 1-kill average per round, that's excellent. that it's very hard to be consistent inside of Rainbow Six Siege. If you consistently get a kill per round, hats off to you, my friend.
Well, it'll be up to Nora-Rengo to try and close things out, or maybe it's Penta to try and go on another run here. And still at a 2-round deficit, so they don't want this lead to turn into a chasm. They want to try and claw this thing back one by one and keep it extremely close, obviously. Nora-Rengo have the opportunity to head up 3 rounds here. Possibly be a death sentence really on border with such a balanced map. You know, we've been talking about maps like Clubhouse, Villa, where, you know, it's one-sided or another, or Coastline, where it's one-sided or another, and Border, I think, is probably the most balanced map out of the Pro League set. Console's been swayed.
Not stat-wise.
Side.
Not stat-wise, at least, for a offender-defender round. Yeah. Again, it's Oregon.
Is it everything just defender-sided right now?
Yeah, it's just the meta. I mean, it's an information meta, and the defense just has so much more information ops. I know everyone's gonna hate me for this, but the main information op that was on offense was Lion, and we don't have him anymore because he got permanently banned because Lion is an insane operator. So you take that away, and then you institute more information ops for the defense, and this is what you get. You get a defensive meta. Bada bing, bada boom. I just picked it apart for you. I'm not gonna remember this tomorrow.
Hot take. Hot take.
You think that's a hot take?
Hot take.
Oh, come on.
Minute 20 remaining in the round as Blaz will get overhealed now. He's took a little bit of damage upstairs on the defense, and no one really providing any resistance downstairs. Papillia botched the impact on the lifeline.
I don't think we talk about it.
I think it hit the metal bar thing in the way.
Unlucky.
He's trying to go for the ping where the Jaeger was a Sir Boss who was bouncing around inside a fountain. Also, bottom portion of that floor is not destructible. But Waka will claim his first victim on the attacking side, this time playing Ashe instead of Valkyrie, as he was on the defense, and Revan will fall. Sir Boss has now been downed inside a fountain as well, as Mario's taken a significant chunk of damage. Papillia will clean it up with the other lifeline impact, and another one for Papillia as he jumps in through trip wall, holding in at main door. You got Ramu, Raysail, and Papillia all looking to pile in towards offices. They have the fountain control. They have the 4v2 now as Hungry ripped through one an enemy with another one at a wide peak. A 5v2 turns into a 2v3 just like that. Oh, and he's able to down the man out on AC, so it's a 1v2 here for Hungry. Impacts go flying in, but the plant is completed successfully. Mario will drop all the way off AC, and Ramu is going to try and go for the revive. So right now it's Raysail in a 1v1 technically up against Hungry. Point blank range. If Hungary can accelerate this process, he might be able to stick on the defuse without anyone being able to come up. But now Mario has made his way back up to AC, and Hungary slowly maneuvering his way into Archives. On the opposite side of a deployable shield, right up against him. Hungary wins it out point blank range. 20 HP remaining. Turns the corner, and he's going to sit on the diffuser as a bait. One rushes straight through, and Mario will close it out. There's the 3-round lead for Nora-Rengo once again. Looking to take things away in this best of 3. 2 rounds away from setting their date tomorrow with EG.
A date with the Blue Demon. I mean, EG was absolutely nuts earlier today, but Nora-Rengo definitely showing that they should be at the Invitational. Waka especially has been a massive impact player today for Nora-Rengo.
Shouts out to APAC all day.
Yeah.
Fnatic takes down Reciprocity, one of the best teams in North America right now.
They've improved so much since last invite. It's ridiculous.
Mantis, a team that everyone counted out.
Disregarded.
A wonderful show against G2. And now we've got Nora-Rengo taking Penta the distance and honestly within inches of walking away victorious. So a big day for APAC all around.
Yeah, as little as this means, you guys have definitely impressed Flynn and I can tell you that 100%. It's been a very pleasant surprise. I'm very excited.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. That is the one thing that, I mean, we talk about this all the time. APAC previously was behind a lot just because they're in and of themselves unscrimmable to the outside world.
Yep.
The ping is just too high. You cannot play those matches and get a valid, bearing of where you're at respective to the other places inside of the world. Yeah, exactly. It's 200 plus ping, which is absolutely unplayable. So this is really the times where they get their most information, and Nora-Rengo is insane right now.
I mean, they've shown up at the last 4 lands they've been to. I mean, Atlantic City, they put up a hell of a fight against Rogue, and that was the first real inkling of us seeing what Nora-Rengo was capable of. Paris, they did pretty well in groups. I think they went 1 and 2 in their group. Then obviously the surprise upset at Rio against Rogue, so they get their rematch and they come away victorious in Rio, so they go to the semis in the seasonal final. And now here in their group that was deemed the group of death by a lot of fans out there, Group D, very, very strong group, up against a tough opponent in Penta that have been on a resurgence lately in EU Pro League.
Attackers have located.
They're within 2 rounds of walking away with it.
And honestly, I know that we love to talk about a specific player on land. We like to talk about Skies on land. The man can go absolutely nuclear. But I think we have to start talking about Waka on land.
Waka in general.
Because I mean, honestly, there's been a lot of discussion about other players on the Nora-Rengo team, especially Ramu. Everyone's like, well, you know, Waka, he's a fragger, but he hasn't been fragging as hard as he had been previously. And I think it might be a discussion point. Waka on land is just disgusting. He is so good. It's insane.
Well, I think the biggest thing for Nora-Rengo is they're approaching what I believe Empire has done, and I know we're getting way analysty here, but there's not a lot happening in the round, unfortunately. Waka's making his way up the west stairs, but it seems like they've kind of pulled what Empire has. It's not just Joystick and Karzeka fragging out anymore on Empire, it's now the whole team showing up. The depth is important.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that across the entire plane of existence that is Pro League. I mean, Reciprocity came in for North America, APAC has the boys right here, Nora-Rengo, and then for EU, I mean, you can really argue, I mean, Penta is kind of like that. There's a couple other better instances, but as we are going to be entering the last minute here, we will cut the chit-chat as Enemy will start things off right for the defense. Ray still will hit the deck, and not in a good way, as Enemy will follow that up with Papilia as well. And Ramu's actually down. It's going to be Waka against Revan, but Revan will win this one out, as Blaz will confirm that Ramu kill. It's going to be all left up to Mario on Repel. And he's just going to run away, which I would do as well.
Yeah, we were busy talking, and all of a sudden, it's 5v5 with a minute left, and 30 seconds left, it's a 1v5. So Mario, yeah, he's just gonna chill. And I imagine everyone on the team is just talking right now, using this as a free 30-second timeout. Mario's just gonna hold the angle and pad his stats if anyone dares jump out at him. But yeah, he's gonna give us the lean wag, and we won't be seeing any weird facial hand gesture things this round. But,
you never know. You never know.
To draw back within one as they repel the aggression on the Archives take. I was surprised that Waka was allowed to sit top metal for so long. It just never bore any fruit. He just kind of stalled out at the top of the stairs, tried to push in, whiffed a lot of shots, close range with an ACOG.
Yeah, he got into beepers or metal detector, whichever you call it respectively, but he got inside and really nothing happened of it. He tried to take the gunfight against Revan, and Revan just put him down. I mean, that was really the whole story that entire round from Penta. I mean, every single gunfight just went their way. Did not lose a single op for Penta. So that was their first perfect round. Nora-Rengo is not really winning their gunfights. And again, that is the thing that Nora-Rengo thrives on, is winning their gunfights. They don't rely that much on utility. They're more or less, hey, I just need the information, and I'm going to peek. That's relatively it.
Use as many bombs as they can.
So we will get back into the map after just a tiny little bit of a break right there. But 5-3 is the current scoreline in favor of Nora-Rengo. Penta trying to bring this back from the depths on the back of Hungary after such a fantastic offensive set by him.
Well, back down. Ven Workshop for Penta to try and continue the run and keep themselves alive here. They're drawing back within one, but the death grip is awaiting. Nora-Rengo 1 away from match point and series point, 2 away from wrapping the whole thing up. So Penta gonna have to look to try, or look to play, sorry, as flawlessly as possible. And it's kind of hard to do when you're going up against the likes of Waka and Mario and Ramu right now, who are clearly starting to heat up a little bit. Cooled down in that round. Again, things getting a little ahead of themselves and progressing extremely quickly. But on the defensive half anyway, it looked like everyone on Nora-Rengo was really showing up to play.
Yeah, firing on all cylinders was the Japanese squad. But, I mean, their main thing right now is that they do thrive off winning those gunfights. And if they can't do that, and everything just falls apart, as you saw in the last round. So, main thing right now is going to be going back to that information game and try and let your entry fraggers thrive. They've been doing well all day. There's no point in not having confidence in them, especially the man you see on your screen right now, Waka.
Ripping down as many wooden barricades as he can, at least in the onset, because later on it'll reveal your intentions really as far as a sound cue and letting them know your positioning. But get them out of the way early, don't have to worry about them later, and that'll provide some visibility. Late round, Papillia looked like he wants to pop open the double barricade and the single barricade. So 2 castles fall in 2 seconds, one on the double door from main lobby to waiting room to main lobby, and then one to the bathroom hallway. Papillia busting open the wooden barricade and the barbed wire at the same time. So efficiency seems to be the Japanese way right now for Nora-Rengo, as they look to maneuver the way in from the office and archive side and push the way over. Ray's still going to be thermiting out Revan as he's going to drop the hatch and hit the deck immediately. And this drone from Papillia, though, will spot Sir Boss in the depths of archives, in behind the bookshelves. There's not really anywhere to go. He's going to have to stand and fight and win this out. Blaws will take down Mario from down below, hitting the deck now, and it's an easy trade out there, as there was a flank coming in from Blaws at the top of these stairs. Ramu will take down Blaws as well, so quick man advantage back in the favor of Nora-Rengo, and he's got another one as Waka coming in detention in this sea of wooden barricades. Got a ping directly in front of him, I believe that was on enemy, but he'll fall back to the objective.
You don't see that many wooden barricades too often. Usually if they're going to try and barricade people out of sight, you will just see someone pick up the castle and dedicate a lot of that either downstairs or upstairs, respectively to whatever site they are trying to hold. But they have dedicated quite a few wooden barricades over here inside of the customs area, just trying to prevent walking, give them sound cues. Ramu going to find one of his own, and it's going to be all left up to Hungry and Revan. Would you have it any other way?
Revan going to cut down Ramu and bring it back within one as far as the man advantage, but he whiffs the shot onto Papillia, and now it's Hungry left in a 1v3 as Smoke. We've seen the 6-second ace. Can we see the 1v3 clutch? No, Racer will shut him down. Nora-Rengo on match point, series point. And the hand signals come out once again. 1 round away from wrapping it up.
1 single round means the difference between going up against EG tomorrow or falling to loser's bracket. Just depends on if they're going to allow Penta to get back into this. Penta, tall task ahead of them. 4 rounds, or actually even more than that, to try and bring this one back, as Penta will call a tactical timeout. And honestly, this might be just a little too late to try and pull them back from the depths that is this current round count. They have to win 3 initially to push this OT, and they have to win 2 more after that. So 5 rounds need to be won by Penta to bring this back.
5 out of the next 6 rounds for Penta versus 1 round for Nora-Rengo right now, or another 2 in overtime should Penta complete the comeback. But it's time to go flawless here for Penta if you want to push this to OT and have a chance at even walking away with the victory through 3 maps. It's been a wonderful best of 3 so far, a wonderful matchup between the 2 teams, and trading momentous moments back and forth, honestly. Waka with incredible display of mechanical skill, Hungry with the 6-second ace. Incredible clutch situations for both teams panning out and falling just short. It's been a remarkable game to wind things down.
Yeah, definitely can't have any argument of exciting things to cast over, can we?
No.
But I think that the main thing right now is the fact that Nora-Rengo has very, very unique takes on their maps. They more or less put Waka off on his own island and let him do his own thing. They let him play solo quite often, especially as you guys saw in that last one, as he took detention all by his lonesome, worked his way over towards site, just trying to cut off some rotations. But more or less, it is Waka off on his own while the other team works on a few other things on the other end of the map, even though they still do have sometimes either Mario or Papillia flex off to another area of the map to where they can also do the same, which it's worked out very well for them because Penta is a team that likes to rotate a lot on defense, and they are consistently cutting those off with their offensive plays, and that's really what's been punishing Penta so far.
Do or die, Penta look to go back to the ventilation workshop and hopefully don't have their top hold deteriorate at such a speed as it did last round. 6-3. 1 possible round
Could end it. I kind of want to see Penta pull this back, though. Push overtime.
Seconds to go.
It could definitely happen. I mean, again, would you have it any other way? I don't think there's a better way to end mine and your first day at Invite. We're at Invite right now, Flynn.
We are.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Very much are.
That's wild.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now. It's Invite. The matches today have been absolutely insane. And I mean, this match to wrap it out, another best of 3 going the full distance is definitely a way to end the first day at Invite. Well, we're not done just yet, ladies and gentlemen. Still haven't gotten out of the woods, as they say. Bandit will get spotted out. Bandit tricking from upstairs by Mario. As he is the sledge. He can actually bounce a frag grenade down here, but he's going to bounce a frag grenade onto himself, and I think he's going to destroy his drone in the process as well.
Yep.
Unless it rolled away. Actually, it rolled away enough. A little bit of that lip up there on the skylight will prevent any damage happening to his drone.
I'm just glad he didn't cook that, because that would have been the biggest F moment in chat. And Waka's going to take a little bit of damage here as it's a peak battle between Sirboss and Waka, and Sirboss wins out the initial engagement. Drops Waka down to about 60 HP as he ducks inside a small office, and turning the corner is Hungry, playing in behind half wall. An immediate trade out by Papilia onto Blaz. So down to a 4v4 real quick, and a crouch peek coming out from enemy. Not going to land a single bullet onto Papilia as the thermite charge successful now. Onto Trip Wall, trying to push in through office.
Legion's such a big op for this defense right now, just due to the fact that Nora-Rengo plays so quickly. Those goo mines definitely having a lot of effect on these takes, but Blaz going down this early is only going to allow for a handful of those goo mines to be able to find any of those ankles of the players of Nora-Rengo. Well, Papilia moving up into 90, going to grace the backside with his presence as he does peek into Armory. And they are just staring down the barrel of the defense right now, trying to really figure out what they want to do with this offense. Things have stalled out quite a bit, as it seems like the call is to shift things over to the tether side of things.
Pushing into the bathroom hallway, and you have the top pressure from Ramu as well. So he's pushing in through Fountain. He's going to trigger that Legion mine. On the opposite side of his reinforced wall is Revan, but he's turning the wrong way, looking out towards Radio Desk. They play ring around the Rosie, and Ramu's got him dead in his sights, and he'll shut him down. On 5 HP, though, almost a great reactionary shot there from Revan to keep his team alive. But now they're at a man deficit. Couple slightly damaged attackers for Nora-Rengo, and extremely damaged Ramu right now in a peak battle back and forth on a prone hole. An enemy will lose that out. Raisel down to about 20 HP, so the asphyxiating bolts, or sorry, the toxic babes coming out from Hungry could prove to be detrimental to Nora-Rengo as they try to push in, but Ramu upstairs will shred through Sirboss. The 1v4, and Hungry has no chance. Nora-Rengo to the winner's bracket against Evil Geniuses tomorrow. The hand gestures, APAC coming up huge today.